city of Burbank, they have a Batman statue that they paid for themselves. It's just kind of funny because in this, we're in a COVID world right now. And like DC didn't order this statue, like Warner Brothers didn't order it, but the city of Burbank, like I guess, commissioned a Batman statue.
Well, so the people requested this?
I guess. I don't know.
People need a hero.
But in that joke of like, yo, where are my tax dollars going? Like, this is where it's going.
Well, I mean, if the people are okay with the Batman statue, then I mean, who am I to say what's inspirational to the people of Burbank?
Well, it's not that. It's just like, why are we using money on a
what does that say? Honestly, the government of that city should take note. Ain't a goddamn real person amongst the city of Burbank. We want a fictional fucking hero because y'all suck. That's why.
Podcasts and stuff, we just started. Baked potatoes and eggs, always trying to get ahead, always walking, because if I stop walking, I'm gonna be dead. I keep it above 50, sped, Keanu Reeves. What's under my sleeves? Armpits with no deodorant. I'm a no-limit soldier.
Okay.
Yo, I was hearing Cash Money is an army. Like, because hearing all this Mannie Fresh talk, man, that's such a hard song. That's such a hard beat. Like, but it's interesting hearing them beats right now. Like, because he got that vibe. Like, it's like simple. Sometimes it still go hard, but it just looked like a lot of this stuff, like, it's definitely new to the scene or they using what they got. You know what I mean? At the time, it's probably a combination of everything because that was the early 2000s. So they're probably making the transition from the MPC style stuff to, we can use computers and stuff. So, but they just get in these synths and you just be hearing these noises and shit. And that's a heavy song. It just sounds like a tank. Boom, 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 boom. And then it just got some Mannie Fresh drums on it. It be having cleaner 808s, unlike now where we be having the fart 808s with distortion and shit. But yeah, and then BG's doing his BG lean back thing, That's a tight song. That might be one of my favorite I guess Cash Money song. Just like
it's definitely a good one, yeah, for sure.
Look that up. Look that up, John. I mean, it's probably not even your thing. That's BG. Cash Money is an army. That's a hard one. That's a hard one. It's funny just hearing shit like bling bling and all, like it's so bright and ploppy.
That beat is kind of crazy.
And
I really used to like that. Was one of my favorite songs
back in the day. That's what I'm saying. Hearing all this stuff, but hearing it now, like with my like musical ears, I'm like, yo, like it's crazy. It's crazy. like
yeah,
because it's massive. Yo, and they recording voices. Their recording technology. Like the way they, with their voice, beats aside, with their voice, the way they do it is always, it's the layers. So like not so much the ad libs, though I'm sure they're there, but this is what it sounds like. So they're rapping, they got the one voice rapping, but then it just sounds like layers of voices just come like yo. So I'll be walking down the street, we walk like, and you hear like three of them, like three BGs or so, or like three Lil Waynes, and it's just like he's stepping on himself, something like. And they all kind of like sound the same. Like now you would like make every voice sound different, so like this is meant to be in ad libs. Like nah, Street Juvenile's coming at you right now. Especially Baby. Baby is of course Baby or yeah. But man, yo, it's an interesting era. It's interesting. It's interesting. I don't know.
Yeah, no, they were. Doing their thing back then for sure.
He definitely Mannie Fresh definitely hate labels. So that's what I learned. I learned Mannie Fresh hate labels, and we don't gotta go into it, but yeah, he didn't get the memo that hip hop PC now.
Yeah, yeah.
We went into that
I
though already.
didn't, I didn't quite get where is PC at or what. Because I'm
I
just
don't
take
want
that
to
to
go
mean
too much into
politically
it
correct.
because we'll just be 30 minutes on that again. But he
Yeah.
was
I
doing a
just don't
beat
get what's
battle,
politically correct.
and he said the same thing along with several other people, like on other Talib Quality podcasts. But he kept re-emphasizing the word battle. If we hear the battle, we gonna battle. Let's battle. Let's battle. Let's battle. Let's battle. Why I gotta be your friend during these 2 hours when we battling? You know, we can be your friend.
It's a beat battle too. Like what? I don't even understand. What is he talk? What was?
But I told he
He
was
wanted to
playing
talk
skits in
smack.
between the songs. So like he had one skit ready, like Scott Storch played like a R&B hit, right? And literally the next thing he's like da 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 da. Yo man, don't be playing that R&B shit, you know, like because it's a beat battle, right? And you know, like so. And then if you look at some of Mannie Fresh's beat battles, the beat summits, I looked it up. They all Southern people competing. Like they all people from either Atlanta or New Orleans. Like because I only found KLC, which was the No Limit guy, and I only found DJ Toomp, which is Ti's guy. You know, and it's all rowdy crowds. So you know that's the environment to kind of foster that. You know, where you dissing people, you shitting people, whatever. You know, and he would
So
play
he
the
wanted to
skits.
trash talk.
So yeah, so he would play the skits, the trash talk skits in between those real beat battles too. So he approached it the same way he do. He said the minute he got the invite, the next day he had skits. You know, he studied Scott Storch. He had like crackhead skits, which was I guess the most offensive that people don't like. But yeah, like I guess he got negative feedback for playing those skits and attacking Storch as a person during the beat battle, and he didn't like that. And he was like, you know what? I just rather not even be involved if I can't be me. If I can't be doing it. So that's what he meant.
I don't know that I've seen a whole lot. See, like that might be a culture of beat battles that I'm unaware of. That maybe he has that feeling for. Like I've never watched a whole lot of beat battles to really even be like, well, like wow, wow, they've never done that before, and like maybe this was shocking, or you know what I'm saying? Like, so I don't know enough about beat battles. The way he sound like the beat battles in the South, that's what they were doing. They were dissing each other and diss skits and that type of
But it
stuff.
would be the same thing of like if we just because you know you watch some right we on Twitch right and now they have what is it King of the Dot here, so you'd be watching the rap beat. It would be the same thing if like yo you can just diss me in bars, you can't diss my personal life though, you can't use none of the personal, just be like, you know what I'm saying, like just come up with creative bars, but don't be talking about anything about my real life. You know, it would be like that, like setting that standard. And Mannie Fresh didn't have no barrier. Mannie Fresh like, nah, we doing it, you know? Versus I think they just
Right.
want yes. See, John feels me. John, he's in the chat. He's from FGC. He know it's the same exact parallel to what happened in esports because
Yeah, but here's the problem with the comment that I have. I'm not saying none of that should happen. You said hip hop is PC because battle
he did
rap is
say
still
it, but
people
yes,
yelling and getting
he's
personal with
highlighting
people.
the versus battle,
It's
which is the platform for beat
That's what
battle right now.
yeah,
Yes.
I get. So he talking specific. That's what I'm saying. This sound
Yeah.
like a personal gripe that kind of got just like maybe extrapolated and his
We
words are
did this during text,
exaggerated.
so sometimes they don't come across at when we
That's
talk.
why I was
So
just like,
yeah,
what do you
yeah,
mean it's PC? Like
yeah, yeah.
I don't get it. That's why I was like, where? Like maybe, but that makes sense. And for the irony is that the Gucci
That's why I was surprised we even
the
did Gucci Mane.
Gucci Jeezy one
Yeah.
wasn't too PC in terms of that. So I can see what he's saying
Yeah.
with the verses stuff. I think it is a little bit more um meant to be polished and not, you
I,
know what I'm saying? I
so
don't think
I
it's
would
meant
say
to
with
be
that,
that
so
raw kind of battle
when I
like you
pulled that
talking
up, that
about.
was the old days when they were still using cell phones. It wasn't like what we just had where Gucci Mane and Jeezy pulled up on Magic City in Atlanta, you
They've
know?
been together in the
Yeah.
same location
Yeah, this
lately
was the
for
cell
some of
phone.
them.
So like at this point, you know, like they kind of more like nice. I think it's just dependent on who you battling, like who you with. And I think Scott Storch, because he just kept reiterating, like, yo, you got skits, but you don't got hits, you know? And I think it's just more like he just trying to do music and be nice. And I make hip hop beats, but maybe not like get into that whole like other side of hip hop, you know? Like but like had he been
Because
battling
it's not a
something,
real battle almost. Like I feel like that shit is like it's a battle because they're like showcasing their
it is and
top
it isn't.
20 or
It isn't.
whatever
It
from
really
the
isn't.
but it's because like you said, like when Jada went against Fab, right? Yeah, Jada went against Fab.
I
They
didn't see that.
obviously are
I didn't even
like
see that.
they're like I'm want to make sure I'm not bugging out, but I want to say Jada and Fab went against each other.
Yeah,
Pretty
yeah.
sure they did. They obviously done mixtapes together and like they're cool with each other. So like I think if you interview them or talk to even because I'm sure Jadakiss appeared and stuff like they probably both still had that competitive energy. Like, nah, I'm gonna try to take his head off. You know what I guess the set or whatever, but they end up just kind of talking about like lore and stuff because they're not really, you know what I'm saying? It's not like
I
a
think a
battle
lot of
rap.
people
We're
end up
like,
like
yo,
that.
you
Yeah,
have to be going at him. You know what I'm saying? Like, I
yeah.
want to hear your old stories about how this beat was made
You
and
don't.
why,
But
you
that's why
know.
I say you got to know your personnel. And I think like Scott Storch probably Scott Storch wasn't maybe ready for that. Like,
He's probably like, well, yo, I'm just, you know what I'm saying?
I'm just
Probably
here to
wasn't
play
even
beats.
thinking.
Yo, he got
Yeah,
his
because
man there. He's smoking weed in the studio. You know what I mean? He chilling. He like not his
yo,
guys.
what I Mannie Fresh being extra for, you know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
basically,
His
yo. And
verses, like, yeah.
in between songs, he's like, "Yo, you inspired this one," and then Mannie Fresh.
God, just nah, it's not that. Yeah, I agree with
But
that.
I think some of
But
that.
I've never seen other beat battles either, so it's not like I've even had another
I think
frame
it
of reference
depends.
for like
It
beat
depends on where
battles.
you at. Cause I came, my first live shows were beat battles, but like there was more a place of love than it was like fuck your beats. It wasn't like it was less. It wasn't like fuck your beat environment out here. That was at Limelight, by the way. If you still there, John. But
Scratching battles is probably the closest thing I can remember really seeing battle wise that was like other than rap. You know what I'm saying? And like I've seen here or there, even just like the scene in Juice, but you know, those competitions, but I felt like they would diss each other in the scratching or something like that.
I
Or
think
play some,
like
you know what I'm saying?
it just depends where you at too. Like I'm saying, like again, like the I think in Jamaica this probably would have been more accept like if both artists were Jamaican, but also peaceful at the same time right after because the battles are ingrained. I forgot what they even called, but Red Bull ripped them off, and I was in the Atlanta one when they call it the Culture Clash, you know, and they had Mike Will made it versus I think Pop Can from Jamaica, which I'm probably saying that name wrong, and then Wonder Girl and another dude from the UK who I can't remember. But you see, like some of the people there, they had like disses in between their songs and beats too.
Right. Nah, I don't think Versus is almost like a celebration of the two
It is, and
people.
that's how they sell it. That's why again I
That's
was
kind of
surprised that
how I
Gucci
take
Jeezy
it.
even happened.
Yeah, nah, but they actually had like a real problem, and you know what I'm saying. So yeah, I don't think that's like the vibe for Versus. Like he was looking for something else that wasn't like, yeah, no, that's not where you're gonna get that. Because I don't really get that warrior, yo, they in the beat Coliseum vibe when I've seen any of the
I
verses.
think
You know
it's
what I'm saying?
if you're gonna extrapolate and maybe take all of the idea, then you might get some of that. Again, more of the playful battle. Because if you go to that Hot 97 video where I believe Just Blaze fought who's the other one? Oh, Swiss Beats. I think it was Just Blaze versus Swiss Beats. Busta Rhymes in the room screaming like a madman, but it's just people all in a room. This is way before COVID. This is way before the cell phone
I
version
know
and
what
all
you're
that.
talking about.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
remember the video.
So I mean, like, but again, like nobody hate each other the next day. You know, it was just more like, yo, this is dope.
That's not what they trying to have up there. That's not what
But
verses is. It's not the verses that he wants.
yeah,
He
and
want
and now
blood
that
beat
we're doing
Bloodsport.
artists,
That's not what it is.
now that we're doing
Not
artists,
beat
I don't think
Bloodsport.
we're gonna get that at all. I don't think we're gonna. Now that we're doing artists, now we're in like artist mode.
It's like celebrations of these people and they play, you know what I'm saying? And sometimes it's a little spicy and
Yeah, yeah,
but it's not it's
totally.
not
But
URL KLTD. Your mother, I know your mother did this. I heard it last week, and then they got your I'm saying your partner come out like all these antics and all of
Yo,
this
you
real
mentioned
hard kind of
URL. Like, I
stuff.
don't watch the Mathhoffa videos, all of them, because he put out too many. But yo, some of those titles, he be looking like the Alex Jones of battle rap. Like some of these titles.
Nah, no, you don't. Are you talking about the Nicky? That was his story.
No.
I don't know who that-
No. I'm saying like some of these titles be like, yo, battle rap is corrupt now. Battle rap is like how to
There's
get
something going. Oh, you gotta listen to them though.
I'm not saying they are, but I'm just saying the titles.
Lord.
I'm just saying the titles.
Nah, but you don't know the Lord, so
That's
I
what I'm
ain't gonna
saying.
say
Yeah, so like
they
randomly
not as out
reading
there
these
as maybe
titles,
you seen.
it's like a battle. It's like a war right now for the culture.
It is. There is. No, so that's not that actually in his space. That is because I follow his stuff.
I get
He
it.
just
It's
has
just funny. It's just funny. But
especially recently, there's been a lot of that going on. What on that real quick? One, he released another Legends Only, which had a dude I've never heard of before.
I saw the poster. You talking about Nicky Jam?
Nicky Jams. I never knew that dude, but I watched it.
I only know him because
of
Noriega's Drink Champs. He's a reggaeton beast or something.
I found out, but I wasn't familiar with him.
Yeah.
But man, he had it was pretty dope. It was pretty dope, and I kind of like the format more. Seeing it again the second time, like the first time was kind of like, but yeah, now it was surprising. I was kind of like, oh, okay, he for someone from I guess reggaeton and not someone I'm not familiar with. He came pretty hard at Math. I ain't gonna lie, like that.
I don't follow reggaeton, yeah, so I'm not used to their battles. And even if I was,
some bars.
It's Spanish, so I wouldn't even know. You know how to be like.
He had some bars. But for his podcast, he recently I guess fired or let one of the dudes go. The dude that's
one of the people that hang out. Oh, really? Why?
No, one of the actual like the co-hosts.
Yeah, why?
Of the show. Because they have a separate channel. So the people on his podcast is him, is somebody, Misfit, that's a female battle rapper.
Yeah.
And then the dude Knowledge. And I think he's just like a YouTube vlogger. So he's always on a different channel. I don't know if it's his own, but I think he'll be at the events and interview other battle rappers, cover matches and get people's opinions on stuff. So he ended up on his channel interviewing a dude that I guess Mathhoffa has issues with, and he's a hater consistently, not supporting what they're doing and stuff. And I don't know, I guess felt like there was some sort of conflict of interest. Like on one hand, he wasn't mad that he interviewed him, but he was also kind of like, well, you gotta stop shining light on people that are shitting on us because you're a part of what I do too. You know what I'm saying? Like you're interviewing these dudes on this sense, but in another sense, he kind of felt like when they're talking shit about me about what I do or diminishing me, they're diminishing you because you're a part of the, Mathhoffa podcast. So they kind of parted ways. And that's been a controversy and, the war continues. So you'll see some interesting things. But yeah, now I like Mathhoffa. The Legends Only I thought was pretty cool. And it's only like 4 minutes too. So,
I'm going to check it. I'm going to check it. I didn't know it was out yet. I'm going to check it. I only saw the ad for it.
I kind of feel like I liked it more not knowing that dude and him being like kind of cool. Was just like, wow, an unknown character came out and
he's famous, just not in our world.
I know that. Yeah, no, I know that. He's like really famous, I guess.
Yeah.
But yeah, that made it kind of more like, wow, like he came out with some power.
I think he got a whole series on Netflix about like his life. Obviously, it's not documentary. It's like novela style, So like. I don't know how accurate it is, but Nori was talking about it when he had him on, and made him seem like he had the toughest the street life, to come.
Yeah, yeah. It was cool though. I'm looking forward to seeing more stuff like that, more Legends Only, and just people doing that stuff. But yeah, I forgot why we even got on that. We brought up Mathhoffa.
We were just talking. We were just yo. Did you ever tell me what you're supposed to tell me about Bruce Willis?
Oh no, I didn't. So when my boy came over here, he's super into media and comics and all that stuff. So I don't know what you're talking about. So he showed me another movie production hell about the Abyss with James Cameron and like how much of a cluster it was to make that movie and how terrible it was.
Was it because of Bruce?
No, Bruce Willis isn't in this movie. This is something separate. But then he started showing me that I guess Bruce Willis is he kind of Nick Caging it up. It kind of seemed like
lately, right?
Yeah, and like he showed me some videos like, yo, if he's not in some, because we talked about Nick Cage. We didn't know at first, but
I
we know he
don't
had
know
some
if they're
financial
as like
issues.
B or C level, but he been popping up on
Yo,
some of these movies lately. I swear every other month,
yo,
every other month.
yo, yo, he's in some Seagal level joints, but like, yo, he's like, I don't know if he don't give a fuck, but like, knowing Bruce Willis' career from Die Hard, everything he been in, he's like known as a good actor. Yo, he getting a check from whoever trying to use his name for these movies because the acting is nuts. It's like, yo, he don't give no he doesn't give no fucks at all, and he's in these bullshit Seagal movies. Yeah, but I just didn't know if you was aware that like he looked like he on that path. And I mean that dark
We
movie
gonna have
path.
to go on it. Like I don't know why he doing it. Maybe he got his own depth reasons. You know he got like blue.
That's what I'm saying. Like, what happens? He
But-
old. He's not gonna be in demand. Like, he's past Die Hard prime. He don't have the same appeal.
Very biased to Kevin Smith, right? Obviously. So like his most famous story, which is when they did Cop something. They did a cop movie together, and he was just hell like on the set. Like you don't tell Bruce Willis what to do, you know? Like Bruce Willis just does what Bruce Willis wants to do, you know? And it just from then on, like hearing like a few other stuff, it seemed like kind of like maybe he's just not the easiest person to work with, you know? And I don't know if that was just a one-off with Kevin, but it seemed to be like if he don't got like a certain respect level for you, like he probably only gonna work a certain type of way. Like you almost gotta like earn that shit from him. So I could see like in this current world, like granted, like you said, he is older now too, so maybe not the same draw. But in this current world, where there's so many more options, where it's just like maybe you don't want to work with a guy who maybe like, yo, this kind of sucks. This is shitty like work experience, you know, like you don't want to listen to the script or you tossing out pages of the script because you said, why are we wasting 10 pages? Let's just go.
We just don't read it. You just don't even care. Because that's been stories of like some.
I've learned the word chuffa
like
from him. He would go through the script. This is chuffa.
Yeah, I'm good. I mean,
it's good. We don't need to do these things.
How much money I'm getting? But yeah, I'm sure over time these people become less of a draw outside of like unicorns. Like I feel like Tom Hanks is older, but he got like a special kind of brand where he not gonna necessarily be the draw for everything, but he ain't gonna be.
But you hear the opposite story of him. He the nicest person on earth, right? That's what you hear. And you know what his reward is? He got that Greyhound movie, right? And how many people really gonna be talking about it? Maybe not. But I saw it. It was on Apple, right? And I didn't realize this till later, but it was supposed to be a theater. But they bought that movie for $70 million. You know what I mean?
Like, he's not in hard kill retaliation.
No, he's not.
You know what I'm
That's
saying?
what I'm saying. Apple literally paid $70 million for a Tom Hanks
whose daughter's been kidnapped.
A war film, dog.
He ain't doing that.
A boat war film. They paid Tom Hanks for a boat war film, $70 million.
We seen what he did in Saving Private Ryan. You know what I'm saying? Get him, you know what I mean?
But I'm just saying, like, when you a nicer dude, like maybe the world will just keep working with you.
Yeah, that could be a factor. People just being shitty and people not wanting to work with them.
Because I don't know how many subscribers Greyhound got, to Apple, But like, if he's still Tom Hanks, maybe later on he gives us another banger,
I'm sure that don't help you, especially as you're no longer necessary.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Like in the 80s, you probably didn't give a fuck if Arnold was an asshole. I'm not saying he was. I'm just saying like hypothetically, if he was, you probably didn't care because he's know what I'm saying,
all
top
the money.
Action star of the time or whatever. You're gonna deal with it. But now you're not the prime people, so I can see that being the case. But then we kind of got into the discussion and I think we did before, is that still a thing? Like, does getting the big name work nowadays? Because maybe outside of Mission Impossible, like the Will Smith hasn't really worked too well, right?
I
for
think,
big thing, like just using a name other than The Rock. Like there's still
and you know, I shit that
some.
on you too, because I was like, yo, these
I
Rock
know.
movies ain't exactly killing the game either, you know. But you see, he's another nicest person in the world, hard worker type dude anyway. So people keep rocking with him, quote unquote,
But they
even
be
through
like
all
they
that
be
doo-doo
supposed to be the
movies.
blockbuster movies though, even though they're not the greatest. He be in the summer
But how
big,
many of those
you know,
movies blew up for him outside of the ones that had IPs attached to it and were gonna blow up without him anyway?
none. But it just gives credence to the fact that he's hot. That people want him
Yeah,
as just
but
the
I was
name.
just adding to the fact that he's also again another one of these nicest people and hard workers. So like maybe they still keep fucking with him because he just ain't
Oh,
get it with yet, you know?
no, no doubt.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
not. I'm not arguing against that at all. I'm saying outside of maybe The Rock, who's super popular and also a very nice guy, and I'm sure there's other people like that. I'm just saying, like the marketing of having X, Tom Cruise, and Robert De Niro, and having these these single, big
It's
actors,
not as
or these,
strong,
is it even a draw
but
anymore?
it
Does it?
still works. I feel like there's people who still believe it in the sense of like deals will still be done based upon it. I tell you, like without even paying for the film itself, Apple gave, I believe, 120 million for the rights to Will Smith's next movie, right? And they just said all I know about it right now is a movie about slaves. That's it. Um, but they gave him
Mm,
120 million, you know, because it's
I don't
Will
know. Will
Smith.
Smith slaves probably
Yeah, yeah. So
got
like,
some bread there.
I guess. But like I feel like in deals, in terms of deals, now will that translate to $1 billion film anymore the way Independence Day used to?
Is he in the movie?
Will Smith?
He's
Yeah,
in the
yeah,
movie.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah, yeah.
I didn't know if it was his movie. I don't know what you meant when you
So
said it.
what I was saying with that money is that they paid for the rights. Like, yo, this shit ain't even going to the theaters. It's coming to Apple. The end.
But Will Smith is the
Yeah. Even though
headliner
we ain't even
for
pay
that
for the movie
movie.
yet, we just pay for the rights of the movie. You know, like that's it.
But does it work? Does the headliner mean any? It's not whether they're still doing it, but does it work? And I feel like I see it less often. Whereas like
I
in
don't
the
think it
80s, I
works in
feel
the
like that
theater
was
anymore. I think it still maybe works in streaming platforms. It's a Friday night. I need something to watch. Oh, Will Smith got a what? Like, let me go because that's easy. I just saw the Fresh Prince of Bel Air.
So you still
Um,
think it's effective, the names, having the names.
you just gotta be. Yo, Will Smith is a king in terms of this. Like, I think adapting with the times. Like, when I looked at this might have even changed already, but months ago when I looked at the top 10 on TikTok, right? I told you all of them were like pretty much children except for one dude, and that one dude was from Vine, which is the old TikTok, you know. But number
Mm,
11 was who? Lord Will Smith, you know, like climbing on it
Yeah, I
he
guess
started
they still
he
do that.
started the social, but he got like a whole team doing badass social media since like maybe a year and a half ago. So he's planning playing and he's going the new routes now with the Apple TV. Like, so I think he knows, like, all right, you see stuff like Gemini, right? Maybe I can't go to the box office and be a king. But even though I didn't like this movie, I don't think you like this movie either. That the Gremlin movie in LA that he did on Netflix on Christmas, that was a banger. That
Oh,
was a
right or
success for them.
whatever.
Even though was it good? Yeah, it was called Bright. Yes, you're right. But I think that was a victory for them. I don't think they would look at that film as a failure. We might look at it like it sucks, but I think from their point of view, that was a win. And they're like, all right, maybe we can win on these streaming platforms. That the Fresh Prince of Bel
But
Air,
Gemini Man flopped, right?
but that was a theater movie. So that's what I'm
And
saying.
nobody gave a fuck
Yeah,
that Will Smith was
maybe
in it.
Will can't be the
But for the
god.
streaming,
Yes,
but
that
for the
it might have been
streaming one,
completely
it
different.
actually kind of worked out. And like if you
Had
look at
Netflix
like
dropped that on a
the
Friday, that might have been the number one film
right.
for like 2 weeks. That Jamie Foxx film I
Uh,
told you I watched just because Jamie Foxx was in it, that sucks. But Jamie was in it, so I was gonna watch it. That dropped like in
so what is that
August.
really saying? Just people care less about the theaters? Is that like a deeper like expression of something
I
else?
think on a
Like what is
macro
that?
level,
What does
like
that mean then?
that
Right, because if
this is
people
where you
still
go
care
to
about the
the
names on streaming,
this is where you go
but in the
to the
movies they
Scorsese,
don't.
the Scorsese type thing, the Spielberg comic book movies and such have destroyed theater and blah blah blah. If it ain't an event movie, do we want to be in the theater? That's the thing. right? If it's not a big event, some pop culture event, you know, Infinity War and Friends and all those bigger ass movies, like, do I really want to be in the theater? Yeah.
You don't care who's on the screen, really.
If your goal is to make like insane profit, like that 1 billion thing, like maybe you need to, you know, start aiming somewhere else. if you know, like if you still want $1 billion from the theater, you know.
But
like,
the era of like, and I don't know that I'm kind of talking out of my ass, but the era of like
we both kind of
maybe being able to get a home run out of just having, you know, the good, and these actors, some of these big actors were good too, so it's not like they were just a name or anything either. But you know the days of just throwing De Niro and, you know, and George Clooney in the movie,
it's slowly running out. But you know what's a good example of this? I told you, I mentioned I saw Tenet earlier, and he might be one of the last examples, and who knows how long it lasts for him, right? Where this guy gets away with, John said, I don't even know who anyone is in the movies anymore. Yeah, so he's just literally saying what we're saying.
That's what I'm saying too. Like, I can't even think of actors like names no more either. You know the actors I know? Aside, not all of them, but people in Marvel. Like outside of Robert Downey Jr. and Scarlett Johansson and you said like people that were obviously, you know, had a career. Like I know Chris Helms, all Chris Pratt, all these other people. I don't know nobody else outside of the Marvel.
And you know, it's funny you say Chris Hemsworth.
I don't know the DC universe except for Ben Affleck, and that's because he's Ben Affleck.
But you mentioned the Hemsworth, and look how he was able to leverage that, right? All his theater movies, I'm gonna say that they bombed, right? I don't really know that for a fact, but they probably didn't maybe make the money that maybe he wanted to. But what does Hemsworth own on Netflix? I told you, he owns the number one most watched movie ever.
Or something like that.
The number one movie most watched ever on Netflix. Hemsworth owns. It's a random action movie. This man owns it, but he could not dominate the box office without being Thor. You know, so
right. I
know. So, John said he only knows Keanu Reeves. Well, Matrix 4 coming out next year. We're gonna talk about that later.
I feel like Chris Hemsworth could be like a rom-com Netflix god. Know what I mean? You need to pump out some more time.
Wait, hold on. Is Hemsworth, has he been in rom-coms? I just don't know it.
I feel like he has, but I feel like if it's not working in the theaters, like get them joints on Netflix. I mean, Extraction's working apparently. You know what I mean?
And I told you, look who directed that. Like Chris Hemsworth, stunt guy, I believe, did that. He's the number one director on Netflix. The damn stunt guy.
Let's get it on. I mean, mix it up.
Thor is a rom-com.
That's interesting. Cage joint right here.
Maybe that's why I ain't like Thor. My man said Thor is a rom-com. I never thought of that. Maybe that's why those were tough watches for me.
Yeah, I guess that element is there.
So I wanted to see, and this makes Chris Nolan cry when he thinks of this, but like, I think he might be one of the last people, right? And like I said, who knows how long this is gonna last? Or I see things specifically just because Nolan did it, but I don't have any other directors that I see stuff just because they did it. Nolan's it for me, and I don't even know how long that's gonna last. Like maybe, like, you know, he dropped Tenet during COVID, unfortunately, so that wasn't too well for him. But like, his movies were still doing all right financially, just living off the fact that, hey, my name's Chris Nolan, I dropped another one, go get it, you know, go get it. But how many other directors are doing that? Like, like even Spielberg did Ready Player One. That didn't blow up the way they wanted it to blow up, you know. And that has an IP. Ready Player One's a big IP, at least in the book world. You know, it's a big
I never
IP.
Saw that.
You ain't missing nothing. It's cool if you got it on one of your streams. I don't even know where it's at anymore. But if you got it on one of your things, it's not bad or nothing. I liked it. But it's also like, we've seen it 1,000 times. We all watch anime and shit.
I'm sure. That's why I didn't rush to see it. But I should probably check it out.
Dude, we talk about the Matrix so much. What do you think this is? This is a less philosophical Matrix. It's more IP heavy, right? Because you have all the IPs of today in there, like Overwatch.
We're not talking. Are we talking about that? The Matrix? Are we talking?
Not specifically about Matrix, but all right. Look, let's do it right now. I wanted to go through the HBO Max movies with you. That is.
Right. let's hear.
The
Let's hear.
17 movie, because you seem like you didn't even give a fuck. I was like,
I
dog.
went over. You only told me 3 though. You honestly only said like 2 or 3 of them. You said Suicide Squad and like 2 other movies that I didn't
Yo,
even.
first off, like, what else I gotta
Dune. You
say
said
besides
Dune.
Suicide Squad? Yeah, I know. You didn't even know what Dune was. I was like, goddamn.
I had to look it up, and I'm like, yes, I vaguely remember like the VHS cover for the '80s version in the video store, maybe, or it came on Sci-Fi Channel once. Like, I don't know what that. I don't remember.
I hear that movie's crazy because it was made. It's David Lynch, and it's just crazy. But
Like some Mad Max shenanigans. You know what I mean?
So
Tina Turner crazy.
Look, so I'll start with the easy one that everybody knew since last week, right? Wonder Woman, right? Even though that don't count because it's for next year. But you don't even seem to care about that. You don't even
I'm just not excited.
Yeah.
I'm not like, oh man, I'm gonna run to see it. But the trailer does look kind of cool. Like I thought it looked cool. I'm not like anti it, but you know, I'm not super pro DC.
HBO Max
historically
the next day or the day of the announcement had like as soon as you log in just the Wonder Woman trailer like yo look what we got.
Just like, it looked kind of ill though. Like I'm not gonna lie.
It do look ill.
It do look kind of ill, and I did like the first one. Like that was a really good movie. I really liked it. But again, it's outside of the movie stuff. I'm just not super into DC and Wonder Woman, so I'm not like super excited.
John said he a DC hater too, but what do you mean you hate Wonder Woman 2 or just DC? And then not just
I don't hate Wonder Woman.
Not you. I was saying John, like in the chat.
Oh, okay. Yo, I see. Yeah. He said, yeah. For Wonder Woman, I'm a DC hater too. See, yeah. I mean, I said I like the cartoons. I really like the DC cartoons. I think those were super dope. But I don't know. I'm just not. But I'm gonna check it. I'm just not excited. I'm not like. Oh.
Wonder Woman's the only good one. So that's what I was saying. Like I thought you would be excited. Like you who saw Wonder Woman by accident, I thought you would at least be excited. Like yo, Wonder Woman 2. But you not even like they gotta win you over again. I feel like they gotta win you over again, dog.
I want to see it, but there's not like the feeling of like. Yo, you want to see Endgame or like some of the Marvel ones?
I don't expect that though. Like, come on,
man.
Stop. Not Endgame. Ain't nothing. Yeah, the cartoons are godlike though. That's the only thing they got.
It's on the list of interest of movies to watch that are
let's
coming
go
out.
through. Let's go through these 17 movies. First one, The Little Things. I don't even know what that is.
The Little Things.
The Little Things.
I don't know.
I'll even waste time.
Should I look this up?
Yeah, I was gonna look it up. Let's look it up.
I'm gonna look this up. This sounds like I don't like it unless it's a horror movie.
American crime thriller film directed by John Lee Hancock.
Denzel's
in it. Denzel in it. He's still doing crime movies.
Jared Leto.
Oh shit, Joker, New Age Joker. Yo, Thomas Newman did the OST. Come on. This might be
okay.
This might be.
I'm not.
This is the thing about streaming, right? I love Denzel, but I never would have seen this. I haven't seen a trailer, but I likely never would have saw this movie in the theater at all. But if you telling me it's coming home, I hang out with my family now a lot on the weekends.
I might check this.
And watching movies is a thing we do. I'm gonna watch that with them. You know, I'm gonna pull it out. Pull it out.
You're right.
I'm gonna pull it out.
I've never went to the theaters for Denzel movies, but movies he's been are all ill. I can't think of.
Yeah, but if they come
in
at home,
old joints.
They come in home.
But yeah, so okay, this might be on the interest list. Wonder Woman and the Little Things have a checkbox.
All right. Judas and the Black Messiah.
That's too much, man. 17? Why they?
Yo, Judas and the Black Messiah. Judas and the Black Messiah. Upcoming American biographical drama film based on Fred Hampton, chairman of the Black Panther Party in the late 1960s. Yeah, you're getting real life with this shit.
Yeah. All right.
That's that. Oh, you come on. How can you not watch this? Tom and Jerry.
I'm not even gonna look that up.
That's live action too. It's not even cartoon.
Wow. So the Pikachu Sonic the Hedgehog thing is now.
Yep.
That's like the thing now. Okay. Not interested in that.
Godzilla versus Kong.
You know what? Now that you said, you know what? Because I forgot. I forgot that I saw that. I kind of thought some elements of the last Godzilla were okay because I almost forgot we were talking about this, but I forgot I saw the one where he fights
The
all of
triple
the
head. Yeah,
monsters and
yeah.
they team up. The last one, like, it's still
Damn.
got that generic Transformer-ish element to it. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's still that Hollywood kind of thing. But I thought they did a lot of cool stuff in the realm of the big monster kind of thing in that one. Like, I kind of, it's some whack stuff in there, but like there's some elements that I did like around how they did the monster stuff and some of the stuff. But I don't know. So that'll be some background thing. I'll put a little asterisk next to Godzilla versus Kong. I don't know. I kind of like the last joint on some like just watching shit, some popcorn shit. The last one was kind of crazy.
I did see it, but I didn't need to see it. I didn't need to see
No
it.
one needs to see it, but I'm just saying, is for the Godzilla stuff, like I wasn't excited. The last Godzilla movies I saw, I wasn't really like the old joint is whack from the remake, not the old joints, but like the first movie when they reintroduced Godzilla. It was like in the 2000s.
Oh, are you talking?
That's
Are you talking about
trash.
the horror one or the Puff Daddy one?
The Puff that what?
The one with Puff Daddy did
There's
the
one with
song.
Puff Daddy?
He's not in the movie, I think, but he did the main
So
song.
yeah, look, see,
He sampled like a Led Zeppelin song and shit. I don't think
probably
that's the
that
one people like.
and
People don't like that one.
I don't like that one.
I thought you were talking about the American one that started all this. Is where he's kind of like, I call it the horror one because they never show him. Like he's about
that
to come
one.
and then they
Yeah,
like go.
that one was like okay, like yeah, no, that one I thought was it was okay, but this one you see the monsters a lot more, so I thought that was more cool. You see them fighting each other, so
Man,
like,
he said Godzilla 2000 was that one. Matthew Broderick, Ferris Bueller, son. I think right.
yeah,
Is that Ferris
that
Bueller?
yo, that one is trash. That Godzilla. I feel like I seen that in the movies too back then, like with somebody or I don't know, like that one's trash. Um, I don't know what I thought of it at the time, but yeah, nah, it's definitely trash.
He said he hates the
New one that
American
came out.
ones. Shin Godzilla is the only one that matters. I know.
Mm.
I know. In one of they had like a Godzilla versus everybody movie shortly after the 2001, and I know they made American Godzilla in there, and he kills him in like a second just to kind of show their displeasure with it.
They remind me of the Transformer movies with like the Godzilla universe, right? It's just like action, big thing,
It's this Americans
and
doing crazy shit.
Samuel Jackson
It's
and Khan, and you know what I mean? Like, it's nothing super special, but they're not terrible
It's
takes
Americans
on
doing crazy shit. It's
these not
Americans doing
new
crazy
things,
shit.
right? Yeah.
John said he only cared about 2 movies on his whole list: Matrix and Wonder Woman. I was like, damn, son, that's pretty short. Hopefully, we can.
Let's hear the rest. Let me hear the rest. Yeah.
Yo, because
Nah,
I'm excited for the next one.
The only serious movie you mentioned is Wonder Woman, I guess, for me. Even though I'm not super excited for it, it's like the actual only legit one that you mentioned.
I'm down for the little things. I'm down for Denzel.
Nah, the little things is something for me and the wife to watch for sure, but that's not. It wouldn't. It's cool,
So you
but
see,
I wouldn't
here,
put that
I'll
on
say
my
this.
list
I'll
of
say
things
this about
necessary.
Godzilla vs. Kong and move on. I have no interest in seeing it. That being said, if it's coming home, I'm probably going to watch it, and then I'm going to complain to you about how stupid it was because it's at my home.
And you know, all of these movies that I'm telling you, you know where I saw Godzilla versus or whatever the last one was?
Yeah.
I'm my ass at home. That's because I would never.
That's where I
go
seen
to
all of them. I think I wanted to eat food
Absolutely
and
not.
binge on Netflix or something, and I found the other ones. Yeah, I don't want to actually see these
You
movies.
know I'm not going to the movies for nothing. I don't really mess with. And the movie theater used to be across the street. When I say across the street,
No, I remember.
mean
Yeah,
a street.
in
Like, this
NorCal,
is street.
yeah.
It was 4 lanes, granted.
You
But there
probably
was like
never
a
see.
little-
You probably never see Thor if it wasn't that across the street.
Yeah, know what I mean.
But yo, this next movie, I didn't even know they were filming it. Like I kind of just thought it was in that like, yeah, we're gonna do it phase. But supposedly it's coming out to HBO Max. I'm excited for it just based on the history. I would like to think John is, but I guess not because he comes from Fight Game Landia just like me. Mortal Kombat. Come on.
Wait a minute.
The most cinematic of all the fighting games.
They're making another Mortal Kombat?
Restarting it, as we always love to do. It has nothing to do with the old ones, I believe. That's why there was a Mortal Kombat.
I'm interested in.
Remember, I told you
Mortal Kombat.
There was a Mortal Kombat cartoon came out earlier this year, and just like the DC animes like to do, and the Marvel animes used to do this, where they kind of like test the waters. And because the cartoon that came out for Mortal Kombat this year was it was the same thing. The tournament starting from zero, but I told you, like, man, Scorpion is awfully in this a lot. One is named like after Scorpion, I think. So like instead of like Liu Kang, maybe he's too PC and clean, you know? Liu Kang's there and he still wins, but he wins because like wrestling, right? Scorpion came and it was like, look, I don't like these dudes no more. Knock this dude out. Put Liu Kang on top of 1 and 2. Yo, that's the lamest I ever seen Liu Kang look.
I feel like that's not how they want.
No, they didn't pin him, but Liu Kang was getting bopped and Scorpion.
No, I know. You just the way you described it. Like,
I've been watching a lot of wrestling lately, like so, like that's what's in my head. It was a McMahon thing. It's like, yo, these McMahons kind of did me dirty. I'm out here. I'm a skeleton now. I ain't signed up for this. I just wanted Sub-Zero.
All messed up. Yeah. Keep me in a little burnt shit place.
Yo, Scorpion is out here. He's being like. It's very much like when the bad guy becomes too popular, so they want him to be like kind of like, you know, like OP. They want him to be like firm and not goodish, but not evilish, so that we can still have him be good.
He's like super recognizable of the Mortal Kombat characters. He's definitely one of
They've definitely moved him that way.
All of that stuff is you know, to some degree even just transcended games and stuff. Maybe not presently, but yeah, no, I get it. I don't know. I'm kind of, look, my standard for Mortal Kombat movies is the original Mortal Kombat movie.
Yeah, John, I don't know how you feel about this, but Mortal Kombat 1, me and him are both big fans of Mortal Kombat 1, the movie.
But look, I'm not saying Mortal Kombat 1's a good movie.
I am.
I think it recently.
I think it is.
No. Yo, it is. It is a good movie. I don't know if it's like a good movie.
It is a good movie.
You might need to check it out again.
Maybe
but at the same time, I think it was geared more towards like kids too, in a sense. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure it was. I don't think it was rated R. You know what I'm saying? Maybe it was. I don't know.
I bet you it wasn't, right? Because
I saw it in the theater as a kid. I saw it for somebody's birthday or something. It was super hype. So I'm probably always gonna draw from that. But I like it. I'm just saying it's not like a good movie. It really isn't. You know what I'm saying? I'm just, and it's one of my favorites.
Damn, 1995 rated PG-13.
Yeah, it's some it's wild in there.
I remember exactly that day, dude. I remember playing MK3 in the arcade, and this big dude. I was playing Robot Smoke, and I was bopping mad people, and it was the old days, right? So in the old days, right, we like it's just me and the other guy playing, but there's like 10 people around the machine, you know, just like waiting or just being excited, just staring, right? Because you don't got money or you're just waiting for your turn. And I remember this dude. He was like a bigger dude, you know. And I beat him, and he was mad pissed, and he just wrapped his hands around me. He's like, you ain't finishing me. No one finishes me. And I'm a kid, so I can't really do nothing. And then once he kind of passed out, then he let me go.
Like, dude, grow up.
I don't know. I can't say that. I'm a kid. But basically,
but
this was a dude. You could tell he was kind of like, I'm not saying like a hard street dude, but you could tell like he a dude doing real man things, you know? But he can't
let this dude. And he probably know a fatality because you know little kids be up on the game.
I think I was doing it already, yeah, because I think it was hold block, up, forward, down, and it was all the bombs destroy the world fatality, like from robots.
Wow, so you knew it. You was gonna blow the world. It's a good thing he hugged you. You can't have him blow me up the whole world, 10 people watching. I mean, absolutely not. Absolutely not.
I just always remember that, like just next to that day, like yeah. Man.
But anyway, okay, Mortal Kombat. I'm game.
I just think that movie of all the fighting game movies, it was the most accurate, and it kept the idea of a tournament, and it was just good and fun. But I told you I brought up
nuts.
the Scorpion
cartoon, nuts.
and that I bet you Scorpion is gonna play a bigger role and not just a side character for Johnny Cage to fight the way he was in the old one, you know.
Because back then they were just going off of the game's popularity, and like all of the characters are kind of highlighted equally. Really, you know what I'm saying? I get Liu Kang's the main hero, but like, you know.
But yeah, now they have like data and shit. I mean, because like I think Scorpion guest starred in a few other games too that I can't even remember. Like probably that DC one, Injustice, as Eris would call it. I think it was the DC one. Those Who Wish Me Dead. I don't even know what that is. I'll Google it real quick.
I don't think I want to see that.
You gonna like the next one though. I know you gonna like the next one, but I ain't saying
Those Who Wish Me Dead. That's what you said, right?
Yeah, but I meant the next one after this. It's a neo-Western action film. What is a neo-Western? What does that even mean? They got Angelina Jolie in it. They got Nicholas Hoult, whoever that is, but I know his face. They got Tyler Perry. They got The Punisher, John Bernthal. Got Alvin Gillian. Nope.
What's the next one?
Nope.
Nah, not really.
The next one is The Conjuring, The Devil Made Me Do It. I know you love your horror stuff.
I love horror movies, but maybe eventually I'll click on this one, but no, like I'm not hyped up for The Conjuring at this point. But I actually like the first Conjuring. Yeah. Like the first one. I actually like it, but at this point it's a franchise now, and you know. Another Conjuring.
Freddy 15, Jason 15, Friday the 13th 15.
I'll get to it because it's a horror movie. But no, I've seen what is it called? What you said it's called?
I said another Freddy, another Friday.
Title?
Oh, Conjuring, The Devil Made Me Do It.
Yeah, see, once we start getting to the semicolon, the devil's background, and just all this extra
Jason's
shit
in space.
No, I just
Jason's
like the
in space.
No.
Jason Takes Manhattan. Jason.
You know what I mean? All kind of. It's getting crazy. I mean, nah. I'll see it though eventually, but nah.
This next one's for me. Probably not for everybody else. In the Heights. Do you know what that is?
Let me look it up real quick. In the Heights.
Lin-Manuel Miranda.
Washington
He's
Heights?
the guy who made not that one. The guy. Well, actually, you know what? Because it is New York, right? He made the Hamilton film.
It looks Spanish. It look Hispanic.
It's the thing. It's Lin-Manuel Miranda. He made Hamilton, but that's what he made before Hamilton.
It is about Washington Heights.
Yeah,
it is about the Heights.
Yeah,
they in Washington Heights, New York.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it's a musical, you know. But my only thing with that is, it's a movie musical, and I don't know. For me, the movie musicals are kind of lame. Like the Hamilton film that came out in Disney on June, it was a capture of the real show. I would almost prefer to watch the show. I don't really want to see a movie, and then the movie now they start singing and stuff. Like I'm gonna watch it because I just there's no way to even watch the show on here. You know, I'm just stuck with the damn movie. But yeah, I mean,
this is absolutely off my list. I despise musicals.
I know.
Deep passion. The only musicals I will remotely accept are Disney's cartoons.
Those are done. They don't do that anymore.
That's because I've seen them as a kid and I gotta watch them now anyway. But no, I'm not a fan of musical anything.
That's done.
Not my thing. But okay, interesting.
You're probably gonna love this one because I know you like sports so much. Space Jam: A New Legacy.
Note the semicolon, folks.
No, I was gonna say it's not even
once the semicolon is in the title and it's a sequel, you're gonna start see the chart like of quality. It starts to go down. So Space Jam 2.
A new legacy.
Oh, LeBron James is in it.
Probably, yes. It's the LeBron movie.
And it's probably the same story. It's probably the same shit that happened in Space Jam, right? Like a basketball game needs to take place, obviously, for some important reason.
It's the Mortal Kombat of basketball. It's the Mortal Kombat of basketball for the sake of the world. Yo, I never thought of that. Space Jam is just Mortal Kombat for basketball.
It's the Space Jam, you know what I'm saying?
That's ill. I never even thought of that. Space Jam is just Mortal Kombat for basketball.
I guess IP. I guess no. I'm not interested in Space Jam 2. Nah.
I told you I was disappointed in both you and John.
This is a lot of stuff though. This is a lot of crazy stuff though. I ain't gonna lie. Like just
We almost
IP
done.
wise.
I was kind of disappointed in both you and John that none of y'all are hyped for Suicide Squad Coming Home by James Gunn. I get it. Suicide Squad 1 is trash, but we got James Gunn. We got Idris Elba. Bunch of other people. We got You Can't See Me, John Cena. Come on, man. We got King Shark in there. King Shark. Come on, man. Fucking, he's half man, half shark.
I get it, and I like the Guardians, and those movies kind of made me like those characters more, so they get a good job at that. I like Star-Lord, or I guess maybe the actor I don't know, whatever, but I like that stuff. And I wasn't really a big Guardians of the Galaxy like as a squad fan or anything, but yeah, no, I like those movies. But again, I don't know shit about Suicide Squad. Like, I never gave a fuck about Suicide Squad. Like, cool, James Gunn is directing some shit I don't give a fuck about. Like, that's kind of how I feel about it. You know what I'm saying? It might be dope, but like, I don't really care about this shit. You know
I like that title.
Like,
I don't know. James
know.
Gunn is directing some shit I don't give a fuck about.
Yeah, like, I don't know.
All right. Reminiscence. I have no idea what that is.
This shit probably no.
Hold on. I'll look it up real quick. Reminiscence.
Sound like some love stuff. Sound like a serious movie.
Upcoming American science fiction action drama.
Oh. Wow.
Written, directed by
Hugh
Lisa
Jackman.
Joy. Yeah, Hugh Jackman, Rebecca Daddy, and Daniel Wu. April. Let me see. A rugged, solitary veteran living in a near-future Miami flooded by rising seas is an expert in a dangerous occupation. He offers clients the chance to relive any memory they desire. His life changes when he meets May. What begins as a simple matter of lost and founds become love affair. Different clients' memories implicate May in violent crimes. Yeah, that sounds like a movie. That sounds like
yeah, it sounds interesting though. The premise sounds kind of interesting. I don't know about the love part in there, but
you see, that's another example of a movie I probably never was gonna see.
For a movie.
Okay. But now that it's free, like at home, I'll totally see.
I like Hugh Jackman too as an actor. I like, yeah, I don't know. Seem interesting. I'm not excited for this or anything, but
by the way, all these movies to me, what is, I don't know, it's probably a show of good faith, but it's also weird. All these movies are only gonna be on for 1 month, and then they'll be removed.
What I tell you? What did I tell you before? Didn't I say this?
What?
Isn't this what I said the model they should just, right? Didn't I say they should just give you limited access for it? Put them out on both, only have it out for a month, yank it, like, you know what I'm saying, until what that normal time period comes back again, where this shit is now on the stream and stuff. Because we were talking about what are they gonna do with the theaters and all of these things. We were like making stuff up. I had said they should just limited access, you know what I'm saying, or early access, or however you want to market and brand it. I'm surprised they're not charging people. Are they? They're not charging the extra?
No, they're not. And I'll go into that. But the other thing they said too, as a show of good faith to the movie theaters, it's just this year only. It's just this year only, you know. But the reason why they're not charging, I believe they're exactly right. We just had that freedom talk, the powers talk. But
we gonna hold y'all down. But yo, COVID going for 6 more months, homie. Yo. Yeah.
They're just looking for subscribers because I believe they're in terms of, I can't say last place because there's a lot of things, but
that makes sense.
I believe like Netflix is number 1. I don't know who number 2 is, but I believe the number 2 subscriber thing, it is a huge drop down from Netflix, like whatever their numbers are. And then once you get past number 2, it's a steeper and steeper number chop, you know? So
No, you're right. That makes sense. They just taking it. Okay, fair enough. Fair enough.
they try and
I'm
get
just
that.
saying the model, but they kind of doing them a favor too.
Oh, so look at this. So horror film is the next one. Malignant. It's by James Wan.
Let me look up Malignant.
It's by James Wan. He did the Aquaman movie, but he also did Saw, right? And some other shit. He did Saw 1, he did Saw 3. And
who did the Conjuring?
He did it. He did the Conjuring 1. He did Insidious 1 and 2.
I like some of his movies, so
he did Furious 7, the most important movie. He did Furious 7.
This will be some, thing I might check out horror.
And it's a number 1. It's not tainted yet. It's not.
I like the Insidious movies. I thought that had an interesting plot and stuff, and I like the original Conjuring. Yeah.
There's no other info.
All the spin-off stuff is trash, though.
You don't want to see Malignant : Guess Who's Back?
Nah, like the Annabelle, all of the Annabelle stuff. They spun off some of the things that was in the other movies. Like, nah. But okay.
The next one is Dune. We talked about that, but it's a remake of Dune that you didn't know.
Yeah.
So the next one is The Many Saints of Newark. I don't know what that is.
It sounds like some crime drama. Newark is
I know, right? I was trying to see what this is. You know what's funny? You said crime drama. It's a prequel to Chase's HBO crime drama series, The Sopranos.
Yeah,
oh, really?
Newark is a rough place. The Saints of Newark, that sounds like some, gangster type.
So I guess that might be cool. But see, this is a thing that probably perfectly belongs on streaming. This is the type of shit that would have went to the theater and probably bombed, like The Sopranos, dog. Like, really? like that shit's been years from now. How many of those movies were kings? Like the Entourage movie, the Sex and the City movie. Like those things are on network. Right. They belong on the network. This is probably something that probably never needed to touch that. And then plus this also needed to be called The Sopranos: The Many Saints of Newark, because I would have skipped this right away. I don't know that this.
Yeah, nah, I'm kind of cool on this.
Yeah, that's crazy. Prequel to The Sopranos. King Richard. That sounds like an actor movie.
Yeah, I'm gonna say no.
King Richard film. Yeah, it's about him, I guess, doing King Richard things.
Yeah, nah, I ain't interested.
Cry Macho. You're not interested in Cry Macho? I don't know what that is.
That sound like some shit I wouldn't watch.
It's a neo-Western drama.
Sound like something.
Oh, look, directed by Clint Eastwood. So he's still doing things. Jeez. Never stop. But yeah, Clint Eastwood movie. And then the final one, your favorite, Matrix 4. That's it. That's the 17.
I don't even know about the Matrix. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I mean, the fact that it's coming home, yeah, that definitely changed. Like, yeah, sure, I'm gonna see the Matrix 4, but I don't know if I'm like, I was waiting for the Matrix 4 or nothing like that, or anticipating the Matrix 4, like. But yeah, since it's gonna, I don't have HBO Max though, so I don't even know.
Let me see. All right, so that's that. Yeah, and then you don't even have them, so you're probably not gonna see any of these movies. All right, so I'm going through some other topics now and stuff. Might be some quickies. Unless, do you got anything before I get to any of these or what?
No. Go on.
All right, so this week I mentioned this to you earlier. I was saddened this week. Want to hear. I'm in between a Joe Rogan podcast, and it disappeared because now he's exclusively on Spotify, and I probably want 2 or 3 days without even hearing any Joe Rogan because I don't want to hear it.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, it finally happened. It's no longer on YouTube. He only has famous episodes, like Kanye West is still on there. like
I'm about
highlights.
to check right now.
Yeah. The only thing he posts is the clips now. He posts clips of every episode, and every clip says now
The
exclusively on
Dave
Spotify.
Chappelle is going to be the last one.
No.
Wait a minute, what's going on here? Oh, I see. It's not even word. Oh,
Yeah.
wow. Okay.
It's just clips now and famous episodes.
Yeah,
That's it.
I see. I hadn't realized that because I probably just hadn't come here in a few days or something. But
so
wow, okay.
I finally played the first episode. I probably hadn't played an episode of Joe Rogan on Spotify since like that first week where it got like, and I was just curious what it was gonna look like. And now, like, because the audio always had ads in the beginning, like an old school podcast, where it would be just front loaded with ads, like this podcast brought to you by Steve, Bob, and Joe who make steak, you know. So this one, so I'm like, I'm ready to hear Joe Rogan. I'm gonna take a shower, just put it in the background. I start hearing this ad. I was like, yo, this never happened before. Even when I tested on Spotify, like, what is this? But I'm like, I guess if the audio now is exclusive to hear, I guess you got to hear it. What they do allow you to do, which is nice, is you can literally just click next on the ad. So you don't even got to like hear it. You can just literally go and hit next 3 times. But I just found that interesting. Like, yo, these ads where I don't even got to stick around for any of it. So you almost not even getting the ad. It does say the name of the track though, so it's ad by like Buffalo Exchange or ad by like barbecue sauce, you know. But yeah, you just gotta you have to like click 3 times before you get into the show, because it's not even actually part of the show, but they're kind of front loaded in between you hit and play on that show, and now before you get the show, you just have to skip these 3 tracks, which are ads, you know. So I found that interesting. I do think it's stupid that the video is tethered to the audio. Like, they're almost synonymous. You can't just pick video or audio. And I don't really like that. Like, you close your phone, it'll keep playing, but it always wants to preload the video. And I feel like in a world where we have quote unquote unlimited data, like as they sell it with an asterisk, like, yo, you're literally wasting my data that I have a finite amount before I get throttled. And I find that kind of unfair. Sometimes I put on Rogan while I wash dishes just to have something in the background, and I'll beam it I'll Roku that shit, right? To the TV, because that's what's in the living room, to the kitchen. Yo, so for the first time I had to put Spotify on the damn Roku now. And I expected the video to pop up, right? Because the video always plays with it. And for the it loaded up the Joe Rogan Experience, and it just played audio. And I was like, of all the places that you're supposed to have video on, you would think the Roku on my TV. And it can't do the Joe Rogan podcast on a video on the Roku. And I was like, that don't even make sense.
Right.
It's a TV, dog. Like, I should be able to watch it. Like, I don't know. So just little like baby things about that. It was just kind of annoying. Like the limitations of Spotify. You know, it was a place made for audio, and now that you're licensing 100% of it, like now I'm confined to this dumb shit because, you know, they just don't got it like YouTube got it in terms of their player and how good it works. You know.
Right.
But outside of that, I guess it's still the same thing. It works. You know?
Yeah. No, I didn't even realize that it had occurred.
Yeah.
Okay.
Had some interesting people on this week, but it's all like scientists.
They got 10 million people on there too. That's crazy.
What do you mean? Oh, you on his YouTube, right?
His YouTube channel.
It kept growing a lot in the last year, let alone 2 years, but it just kept growing. Yo, it was crazy, his growth.
Yeah.
The other thing I'll say about this, Joe Rogan because Chappelle's been playing Stubbs a lot, I told you, in Austin. So my friend got tickets today to see Rogan and Dave Chappelle. And you got to buy tables. You can't just go. He got a table of 8 for $2,300, dog. Like, I was like, damn, son. Like, tables are going for that cheap? I was like, $2,300? You must really want to see these guys. $2,300, man. Damn.
Do you have 8 other people, or was just by himself?
He usually gets things and then finds the people. So he seems like at the end of the day, he'll probably split the cost somewhat, you know? Some people will
Still,
probably be
that's
Christmas
like
gift, but yeah,
2 and some change per person. You know what I'm saying?
it is. I think when I saw Chappelle, it was probably like maybe 120 is plus. You know, like he's always an expensive ticket. You know, I'm kind
It's
of
not bad if you get people and you get a table, though, I guess. But yeah, that's still. I mean, $2,300 is $2,300.
for real, for real. I was like, damn, son, this better be the funniest experience 2 hours of my life.
I wouldn't even want nobody else at the table. Me at the table like Scarface or something. You know what I mean? Not for $2,300. $2,300 for 8 though. It's not like the worst thing in the world if you actually have 8 people, but nonetheless,
It's still
that's an expensive cover to go somewhere. Some $100 or some dollars. You know what I'm saying? To go anywhere. I don't give a hell. You know what I mean? That's some exclusive type shit. I don't know.
They famous enough too. In my head, just hearing like Kevin Smith talk about his ticket sales, I was kind of like doing, like, yo, they're probably famous enough that they might. It is COVID time, so maybe not. They might like be generous, but they might be able to demand 100% of the ticket sales, and the venue could just take the food. And I'm like, yo, 2,300 a table. I'm like, yo, man, you guys, that's some cake. That's some cake. I was like,
they're obviously two crazy draws, though.
Yeah,
so, yeah.
And they're probably gonna have people in between, knowing them. Like they'll probably have some people in between, but those are the two draws.
Probably gonna charge more a table.
That's word. That's word.
For real.
Let me see. I got some random stuff in here, but I guess I could go down the. This is a stupid topic. I wrote Pizza Hut trash cheesesteaks.
Pizza.
Yo, I got. He said, John wrote said he seems like the type that would pay. You're not wrong, dude. He definitely loves. If there's one thing he loves events. Like, and he definitely loves entertainment events. He definitely has spent. He's probably spent more money on events. Like, I'm counting everything: concerts, movies. Like, he's definitely like entertainment art connoisseur. He's probably spent more money on events than any of us. Like, we could probably combine all three of us, and he's probably spent more.
Hey, I mean, it's for doing what you like, I guess. So,
Yeah.
I mean, I ain't mad at it, but yeah.
Nah, he a G with it. Like, he's literally based his travel around the world with just like, yo, I'm gonna see a show in Switzerland, or I'm gonna see a show in Russia. So like, if he travels, he's like, yo, who in this vicinity is playing a show that I like? I know there's something, and he'll be finding that shit. Like in Japan, I'm like, god damn. So it's kind of cool. Like, it really is like a passion for him for sure. But yo,
yeah. I'm sure he has a bunch of cool experiences.
Of all the fast food I'm into, right? Pizza Hut probably not. Let's remove the probably. Factually, is the most inconsistent. Like, I feel like it's like Russian roulette, or not, I don't even know if that's accurate, but it's like rolling dice. Like, if I go to McDonald's, and that's low tier, McDonald's is trash. I never go to McDonald's, but I know what I'm gonna get. I'm gonna get a shitty burger, right? But that's what they do. If I go to Whataburger, I'm gonna get a Whataburger quality. You know, like a certain level of quality. Like, there's no gamble. But when I go to Pizza Hut, oftentimes I'm praying like, yo, I hope, I know there's only like a 50% chance of me getting like an actual good Pizza Hut pizza, especially if you make the mistake of asking for it with cheese, because you might not get enough cheese on your pizza. This is all, I ain't even like making this shit up. This is all facts, yo. But yo, I ordered cheese sticks, and I'm like, I find myself praying like, man, I hope there's a lot of cheese on these cheese sticks, because sometimes you get cheese sticks and it look like a motherfucker just went like that on the cheese, just like a dash of cheese. But my sister been banned that shit, right? But because she took it back and they didn't want to give her money, and she said that according to the Pizza Hut like specs that they have, like they meet the specs of cheese to bread ratio or something.
They broke it down for you. They were like, nah. So we put it on the scale. It got exactly the right
that shit's legal.
You bugging. Relax.
Yo,
what's going on down there? What?
So my sister.
What are you talking about? What's happening with Pizza Hut since then?
Yo, you know, so you
I
know
had
what's
Pizza
funny?
Hut the other day. Me and my friend, I had Pizza Hut
Was it
yesterday.
good? Was it
The
good? Was it
other
good?
Abe came over
Was
and
it
had
good?
Pizza Hut
Was it good?
actually.
Was it good?
Because he stopped by real quick. Yeah, no, it was. I was actually kind of like, wow, this is. I was just like, this was like pizza. It reminded me of like old the little funhouse place that had Pizza Hut in it across the street from where it was good. And there was cheese on
Oh
my
shit!
cheese
You
sticks. I
talking
had
about by
cheese.
Key Food? Oh
I don't
shit!
know what no, not Key Food. It was like a arcade, like a Chuck E. Cheese joint,
Yeah,
but they
yeah, yeah.
had a Pizza Hut.
Right
What
next to
was
the
it
Commons,
called?
though, right across the street, right?
Oh, Key Food was
Yes, yeah,
the
yeah,
in
yeah,
the
yeah,
plaza.
yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
yes,
My
yes,
mom was
yes.
talking about that the other day too. There's Pizza Hut Express, and we couldn't even get the real one in the Bronx.
Yeah, yeah, right. But it was good. It was good. The Pizza Hut. Yeah, nah.
Yo,
So down there, they're messing up the game.
so it's funny you say that because honestly, as I was looking back in my memories in my head, and I was like, yo, there seems to be only one Pizza Hut that maybe be fucking us. Like I don't know yet if it's the whole company or if it's just this one. I'm gonna say that shit. Bandera and 1604. Yo,
Call
this
them
shit
out. Call them
trash. And
out. I
hello, this
mean,
Pizza
speak your
Hut
truth.
trash, consistently inconsistent. You may or may
Mm.
not get cheese on your cheese sticks. You know, yo. I was like, I got home and I was like, fuck you, because I got all these food. My mom wanted like pizza right before Thanksgiving. You get it. I get home, open it. Most of the pizzas is good, and then I see the cheese sticks, and I was like, yo, what the fuck is this black shit? It's like burnt on the side. Yo, she explained the science too. Like, she was like, yo, when you call them up, like when she ended up giving me a second batch, and I went and pick it up, which was still kind of whack, but I was like, whatever. They were less whack than the first one. But she was like, yo, you gotta call them up and tell them like to push it in the back of the oven. That way they cook it the right way. And I'm like, yo, I gotta call them up and tell them not to fuck up the cheese sticks. Just don't
Who
fuck them
told
up.
you to do that?
The manager told me.
Yo, I would have. Yo, you already know. You already know. I would have. Yo, first off, I'm not cooking pizza. No, I'm not giving you any instructions on how to do anything. For all of that, if I gotta tell you what temperature and where to put the pizza in the oven and all of that, and to get the cheese the way I want a discount. Then you know I'm gonna ask for take $5 off this shit. I had to give you cheese instructions. Fuck you, I help cook the pizza. Take that shit off.
Yo, my sister's so paranoid when we order cheese sticks from them that she's like, you gotta call them, ask for extra cheese, because if you don't ask for extra cheese and pay for it, you don't get cheese on your cheese sticks. And I'm like, that don't even make sense, yo. My mom always.
I'd have to break it down for the manager. Like, do that make sense to you? Sometimes you gotta break it down for them. Like, okay, let's say I sell hamburgers.
My mom, yo, my mom can only eat cheese pizza, right? And I'm looking at her pizza, and I'm like, honestly, she shouldn't even really. I didn't bitch about this one because I'm like, honestly, like them skimping on the cheese wasn't the worst thing, because for her it's probably a good thing.
Right.
But I was like, yo, if this was mine though, I would have flipped out and I would have went back for this one too, because I was like, yo, why is this shit? It's all like pink and shit, and it's all fucked up. It's just all bread. I was like, yo, where's the cheese? Where's the cheese on this pizza, dog?
I almost had.
It looked like like Total Recall, like at the end, like Arnold's face.
Jeez, you know what? I like Pizza Hut, but like I also like New York pizza. I actually like New York pizza.
Is this a restaurant, or do you mean the style?
Pizza from back in the day.
Oh, okay, real New York pizza. Got you. Yes.
Like New York, I actually prefer that over
the
fast food places.
Yeah.
Pizza kind of has too much cheese for me traditionally. Like even in the past, like it almost had meaning they used to. I felt like they put a lot of cheese on their pizzas. Like in general, like Pizza Hut, I feel like puts.
But that's what made them special. And honestly, growing up, like I used to go to, like, yo, growing up, before it even came to the block, like you just described, yo, if we didn't go to Yonkers, Pizza Hut was just a dream. That's it. It was just like, yo, that spot up in Yonkers, yo, like that was it.
It has like a certain taste to it too. Know what I mean?
It's a different taste. Yes,
everything.
It's a different taste.
Yeah, I did go to a shitty Pizza Hut though in when I lived in NorCal. It was one. I brought it back. I got my money back. That shit was trash. It was like one of the mini pizzas.
Yeah.
But when I went in the store, now that you say it, like
They
the
look at
people that
you
was
like
like,
you're
they
weird.
look like they didn't give a fuck about my pizza in the first place.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That lady looked like she was on her phone when I came in there. She ain't, I mean, they didn't check the specs on this shit, but I'm like, nah, negative. All the money back right now.
I bring that shit up though because it seems like Pizza Hut specifically, like it's just mad inconsistent, yo. Because like my family hate Papa John's, but they don't hate Papa John's because man, they be forgetting cheese on the pizza, or they be just like forget.
Right.
They hate Papa John's. They just don't like it. They don't fuck with them. And me, like my family love Domino's, right? Or at least my sister really loved Domino's.
Domino's is alright. I mess with Domino's.
I don't really like Domino's, but you know what? Like, I like pizza, so honestly, I don't really hate, I don't really dislike any of them, but it's not the one I'm ever going to pick on purpose. They have the worst deals, too. The emails I be getting for them, they just be like, yo, we got normal price pizza. You should buy one. They never give you a coupon. They never give you a coupon.
Hey,
yo, they be literally like, yo, guess what we got this weekend, right? Pizza, and it's just the same deal from last week
crazy.
and the week before.
That's crazy they would even start an email like that. Guess what we got? Like, what you mean? Guess what you got?
No, but that aside, I've never had a Domino's pizza and been like, man, there's a severe lack of pizza in this pizza, you know? But like, but Pizza Hut, I got like a whole list of experiences. It's just like, oh, well, there was that time where they forgot the cheese. They forgot the bread on this one. Like it's just like,
they just sent me a box of sauce. Bread, no cheese.
Same thing with like all the burger places. You either like them or you don't, but they all like, they whatever it is they do it and they do it, right? They do it good or bad depending on what you think.
It's consistent, right?
It's like consistently inconsistent. Like sometimes I get that shit, yo, this that good cheese sticks, and then sometimes it's like, man, we got fucked.
You should probably stop ordering there because if who knows what else is probably.
I pointed that out to my sister. Like every experience that I could think of right now from you and me, it seems to just be that one. So I was like, when we go to the Alamo one, I've never returned anything at the Alamo one. So these motherfuckers just might be rowdy up in there. But I'm going to see. But if one of the other Pizza Huts fuck it up, like that might be done though. Like, because I've never had to return nothing to Domino's or Papa John's or any local pizza shop. I've never had to return, yo, you forgot cheese on this pizza. Some shit.
Yeah, I might yell at somebody for that.
Yes. And it makes me sad, too, because like I said, it do got a specific taste, but if I gotta be, like, begging people for cheese or, like, trying to pay people extra cheese just to meet normal cheese standards, like that shit's wild, dude. Like,
nah, negative. No, I don't stand for it. I wouldn't stand for it. I ordered from some restaurant. I don't remember the name. I think I mentioned it on an older podcast that we did, maybe. And they sent me a steak, which was garbage, but it was tolerable. And the worst fucking spaghetti I've ever had in my life. I called up and whoever the receptionist, I was just like, don't call this spaghetti. Like, don't do this to people. I didn't even care. I'm like, yo, I'll pay for this shit, yo. If y'all want to trick me and I give you my money, cool. I don't even give a fuck about the money. I'm just telling you to go tell the chef that this shit ain't spaghetti. This is a traditional Italian restaurant. I'm not trying to be stereotypical now, but I'm like, what? Don't say that either. Don't disrespect Italians. I don't know no authentic Italian that would have made this fucking trash. They gave me the money back, but she was like, yeah, she said you need to get this if you want a more traditional.
No, stop.
Just get a good chef. Stop. I hear what you're saying. You the receptionist. I ain't mad at you. No, I won't stand for it. Yo, what are these little bonus points I get when I'm in the channel? These little.
Oh, I guess if I made any, so you can redeem them. It has the defaults right now because I haven't made anything special there. But like, let's say a lot of people do things like I think for one of the people I watch, he plays piano. I think at 15,000 points, I could redeem it and she'll live learn her song. You know, so like it's just redeemable stuff, so people get rewarded for watching the channel. You know, it's optional to use it, but yeah.
So, but what are your prizes? You don't have any prizes.
I haven't made it's just default.
I can't redeem my points, or I'm
you
like
can redeem
right
it, but
now.
it'll be the default. So the only useful one is probably a highlighted message. And that's it. Because sometimes, like when in other places where the chat is going crazy, you highlight your message, it just stands out a bit.
I was trying to see what bonus items you had if I got some points. You know what I mean, I got like the illest sword or something. I was just trying to see what, you know what I mean, what's going on with this side.
I was gonna say real quick, like, so on Fridays I be getting my mom, and we usually watch like a movie right before we do this. Normally I don't make it to the end because we start at 8, but we made it to the end this time. We saw Let Him Go. It's you heard of it or not? Probably not, because I didn't know about it till yesterday. But Kevin Costner, old man Kevin Costner, and old woman Diane Lane, who coincidentally enough is basically Superman's parents, because they also live on a ranch, but without Superman. You know, it's like it's a parallel universe about Superman's parents, and they they're trying to get a little boy back. They don't like they're in a bad family, so they want the boy back. Called Let Him Go. That's it. Even as old people, Kevin Costner will not.
I know what you're talking about. Actually,
do?
I feel like I saw the trailer or something. Like I vaguely, yeah.
It's cool. It's all right. It's a normal movie. I feel like, man, Kevin Costner been doing a lot of Western stuff lately. Don't I feel like or ranch stuff. Okay. Like he ain't leaving that. Let me see. I did the pizza one. I got this random ass one that I just thought it was funny. I don't even know if it's a topic, but the city. I heard this on the Kevin Smith show. I think city of Burbank. they have a Batman statue that they paid for themselves. It's just kind of funny because in this, we're in a COVID world right now. And like DC didn't order this statue, like Warner Brothers didn't order it, but the city of Burbank, like I guess, commissioned a Batman statue.
Well, so the people requested this?
I guess. I don't know.
People need a hero.
But in that joke of like, yo, where are my tax dollars going? Like, this is where it's going.
Well, I mean, if the people are okay with the Batman statue, then I mean, who am I to say what's inspirational to the people of Burbank?
Well, it's not that. It's just like, yo, why are we using money on a Batman?
What does that say? Honestly, the government of that city should take note. Ain't a goddamn real person amongst the city of Burbank. We want a fictional fucking hero because y'all suck. That's why.
This guy out here repping Gotham. Easy's already gonna put him here.
They don't even want no real human, no actual. Nah, put Batman.
He don't even got fictional Burbank ties, yo. He don't even got fictional Burbank ties. He got Gotham ties.
Yo. They just want Batman up there now. Nah, Batman. I'm kind of rolling with that, I guess. I don't know. I don't have a problem with
as a joke, someone said, though, like, yo, Detroit should get RoboCop. Just put a RoboCop statue.
I mean, it would go. It would work with it. I'm not. If the people of Detroit wanted it, you know what I'm saying? I'd be down with it.
Just find, like, the main police precinct and just put, like RoboCop in front of it.
People ain't feeling law enforcement nowadays, so they might not really want a RoboCop statue too. Of all things, statues, that might
probably
not fly too good.
Probably not.
Yeah, you might have to leave RoboCop.
I just thought that was just an interesting use of tax money. Though, just building Batman statues.
Yeah, nah. I mean, all right.
Essentially, that's a free ad for Warner Brothers.
People really like Batman. All right, very well.
In the last week, I started getting into anime, like a lot, like watching some anime. But what I noticed, it wasn't even done on purpose. And then, funny enough, when I tried to do it yesterday on purpose, it ended up backfiring. I think I kind of watched the shitty anime, but all the animes, I was like really not that I was feeling like the best. They happen to be Korean, And I was like they're still done by Japanese companies, I guess. Like, so they're still like anime, like by the official term, and they're still in the language of Japan. But I guess their origin, like normally what would be based on a manga, or I think I'm probably say this wrong, but I think it was called on they call it over there manhwa or something. Like but yeah, like I just noticed that like, oh shit, that might be the new tech, like to maybe get some fresh blood or ideas for like maybe like us, like we've been watching stuff like that since we was kids. So I just found that interesting. Like as people look for new ideas, like, all right, let's go type into the Korean comic market, you know?
Mm.
And the two I saw that were real good, like the one it was alright. This one's alright, but it's called, I think it was God of High School. But the one that was really dope was Tower of God. I mean, right? Is that what it's called? Is that what it's called? Tower of God? Now I'm confused because I'm like, damn, I really like stuff with the word God in it. Yeah, it's called Tower of God.
Okay.
As long as you put God in the title, I'm probably about it. Tower of God was really dope. Yo, that soundtrack's got like that probably gonna be like my song of the week. Honestly, just that soundtrack was fucking ridiculous, yo. And to my surprise, like it wasn't even nobody from there. It was like I can't remember if the composer was from Australia or Canada or some shit. But yeah, he's not even Japanese or Korean, like which I feel like normally isn't the case. So I was like, yo, they like we pulling from all the places right now to make some shit. That was like one of the best. Yo, I was on episode 1. I was like, not only was I drawn in on that show, but then just hearing that music, I was like, yo, this shit, the fuck is this? This shit is crazy. They just using all these sounds and shit that it was just kind of out of left field and shit. But nah, I just found that interesting. Just catching some stuff like that. But it also made me think like we were talking about comics today, and it made me think like I haven't lived in those countries, let alone visited, but it feels like the culture maybe reveres their comics maybe more than we do, right? Like, because there's like a shitload of animes, right? And not until recently, right, there hasn't been a shitload of just movies or anything coming from our comic thing, you know? And now that they're finally successful, because maybe computers caught up to what was going on there, because we always need them to be live action. And I mean, it's funny, we talked about the digital app today for comics too, but it was just like, man, like, can that ever happen here? Like, where comics, I don't know, are like this whole kind of like bigger cult lore, and that it's maybe not Marvel and DC, you know, like the traditional, superhero stuff, right? Can it be as big a deal as it maybe seems to be over there, where you just got an anime coming out every other week almost, or something. But
Right. I mean, to your point, it might just be like a cultural thing in some form that we don't know. Maybe the way they uh, traditionally consume media that way more. I mean, maybe it's just something that I don't know. Maybe it's just something like you're saying, just something different to them. Whereas, I don't know. Here, I can't speak for over there, but we go through a lot of different trends and all of this stuff is probably more like diverse here too in terms of just cultures, like right, like I'm sure plenty of different people live in Korea, but Korea's Korea, Japan's Japan. I don't know. Maybe it just permeates differently just because it's different. Yeah,
because it was
I
just
don't
like,
know.
man, what's the last comic to come out here that we gave a damn about? And I'm kind of stealing this from Kevin Smith, but it seemed like the death of
Americans ain't trying to
Superman,
read.
the
I
death of
mean,
Superman might be the last event, right, that we cared about in terms of it being comic only and not being like Infinity War the movie, like um Americans ain't trying to read. That's it. It's over. It's just gonna be like a
nah, I'm
microculture,
just.
and that's
Or it's
it.
just one of those things too. Like I don't know. Maybe over there it's not held in because here comic books are kind of a kid thing. You know what I'm saying? So maybe over there, that's not what it's framed as. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, I think the general norm or expectation is, right, like comic books aren't necessarily for adults. There are comic books for adults or adult comic books. There are niches and stuff like that. But I think here, culturally, comic books is generally associated more with like kids and teens and young adults and not, you know,
And the same
maybe
thing
that's
for the
why it doesn't,
animes or
maybe that's why it
animation.
doesn't get to as big of a place because culturally we just hold it in a certain,
And the same
perspective.
thing for animation, right? And that's why.
Right, like, and they're still cool, relevant, and old because it's part of people's childhood and nostalgia and stuff. So all adults know who Mickey Mouse is. Everybody knows who all of these things are on a broad level. Everybody knows who Spider-Man is. You know what I'm
But
saying?
all those
Before
people were
Marvel came out with
introduced during the
movies.
old days. I always say, like the Beatles law. If there's only 5 channels, you're gonna find out about it whether you want to or not. Like, so like
Right.
everybody knows who
But
Mickey Mouse is because he was the one back in the day. Like,
yeah,
but
but I don't know. That's what I think about it. I think it's just maybe they don't see it as like, I don't know, like there's the age thing around it or anything else like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know.
I wonder what's easier or more difficult or cheaper to produce, like to make a live action of something or to make an anime or something. Because oftentimes I'll see an anime show and then I'm like, man, I think of my family. I'm like, I bet you my sister would like this, but it's animated, so she could never like even begin to compute the idea of her watching this. But then
Mm.
like years later, something will come out, and I'm like, yo, that's like Ghost in the Shell or something. I'm like, but for some reason, there's white people in tights, and how you tolerate the Matrix or something, like I don't. But it didn't make sense to you because it was a cartoon, and cartoons are for kids or something. Like a lot of time, like my friend told me it was the same entertainment guy we were talking about before. He said his movie of the year, and I can't remember what it was, but I saw the trailer because I know he loves movies and shit. So I was like, let me see what he thinks is the best, and I was like, it look alright. Like I'd probably watch it. It don't seem nothing crazy. I'd be running out for it, but I was like, I think I also said like, yeah, dude, like I think I said some stuff about the story and some guesses, and he was like, yeah, you're along the path, and I was like, yeah, dude, like I watch anime, like all this shit's been like all these crazy sci-fi ideas, like they've been pulling shit out their ass like for years already. So, but now it's done in a real life movie, and people are open to it here, because it's real people, and now that's for adults, right?
And even here, anime was like my introduction to it is like one is cartoons, so
Yeah,
it's in the realm of kid things already off of the bat. And it was just like kind of niche too. It was almost like a nerd kind of thing. So when nerd had kind of a different meaning than maybe it does today. So yeah, like even amongst children, anime wasn't even necessarily looked at as cool, um, or was like super popularly adopted. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, after Pokemon, everybody kind of jumped, but that they wasn't even really on anime. You know what I'm saying? It was just like that particular fad and craze. You know what I'm saying? Because I had seen animes before people were on board with all of the shit, and Yu-Gi-Oh was on TV and all of the shit. And now animes are now part of the cartoon ecosystem for kids and stuff. Like we were watching animes before all of that stuff. Nobody gave a fuck. Know what I'm saying? She was some strange shit. Know what I'm saying? Fuck is
yeah.
this? Subtitled. Ain't nobody want to watch none of them. We
I
don't
remember
read no
that too. Another
subtitles. We don't
another
read
American
nothing.
problem. Yo, now everybody's spoiled. Even older people than me who were watching it during the same era, now because of streaming and stuff, yo, they all watch dub. And maybe I'm also, I tend to be OG and stubborn. But yo, a lot of people I know now, like they won't watch that shit if it's subtitled. They just wait, or just won't watch it at all. They need that shit in English now.
Nah, I'm
Like,
cool with
even
subtitles.
if they
Yeah, I
came from
mean,
our time, like I've noticed that just because they've been so spoiled by Netflix and Switch to English, and now you're good. And it's to the point, um, especially that's why I think in America some of the European Netflix shows got big this year because, like, I think one of them that comes to mind, I think it's called Money Heist or The Heist. I think it's like Italian or somewhere from over there. But honestly, watching the trailer, I didn't even notice for a while. Like, oh shit, this ain't American. Like, but you can just watch it dubbed, and a lot of people just watch it dubbed, and I'm like, damn, I don't think I could ever do that. I want to see that shit in the OG language, like no matter what it is, even when it's
I
real
can't really
people.
do the Telemundo thing unless it's old kung fu flicks. You know what I mean? It's the only time I accept dubbing. Old kung fu flicks. Like terrible
Yeah,
dubbing
because
is
it's
the only
funny.
dubbing
It's
I'll
part of
accept.
the lore. It's part of Wu
Yeah,
Tang lore.
that's it. Yeah, that's it. Serious dubbing, no.
Yeah.
And the subtitles for anime, sometimes you get the little bonuses, but they used to give you a little note on some of the stuff that wouldn't be said explicitly, you know what I'm saying? And if you did watch the dub version, you wouldn't necessarily have seen that, like, oh, they pointed out some little like footnote. I've seen subtitles that like had a little footnote about something that was going on that, like, yeah, you wouldn't have got otherwise. It
Mm.
explains something, or some symbol would explain what it was, or stuff like that. But nah, I think like culturally we don't have it in a box where it's like gonna be accepted by adults on a mainstream level or anything like that. Just because it's animated. You know what I'm saying, I think we just see cartoons as kind of like a kid kind of thing. Obviously, adults are interested in them, and that's fine. But yeah, nah, that's mm,
Mm. I'm gonna keep it moving just so we could wrap it up soon. But it's a quickie that I probably should have mentioned when I was talking about the Joe Rogan ad. I think I was watching, maybe it was HBO Max or I was watching something on at my mom's house, and a few weeks ago on demand on one of their channels. I was watching the Howard Hughes movie that I told you about, with
aviator.
DiCaprio. Yes, Aviator. I paused it and some shit happened, and I was like, "What the fuck is this?" And when you pause the movie on demand on TV, it gives you an ad. And I was like, yo, that's the new ad tech. Like when you pause
I
it, it
remember
gives you an
telling you this
ad.
now.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah. I just thought like, man, so is that where we headed? Like pause ads. And then if you hit a button, like if you didn't want to see the ad but still be on pause, then you can get out of the ad. But I was like, damn, they just looking for places. They just looking for places. So
mm,
I
it's a
don't know.
smart place.
The ads are coming. The ads are coming in different ways.
They'll always be here with us.
This is something I wrote. I don't know if it makes sense, but I feel like you can. I feel like it's something that you might be able to hard counter. But these were just random thoughts. Sometimes for the topics, I think of a thought. I'm try
You
to read
looking
it.
for me to hard counter these? You looking for hard counters?
Nah. But I feel
That's what
like
you
you
want?
you tend to look at like business stuff, and I tend to just hate like Mannie Fresh. Like Mannie Fresh started that record. That Mannie Fresh started that to live quality. I think he must have said hi. Mannie Fresh was like, I fucking hate record labels. I was like, damn, I don't
Hi,
even know
I'm
if he.
Mannie Fresh, and I hate record labels.
Yeah, it's like I don't even know if there was a question there. It was just
Yeah. All right.
so I
How are
feel
you
like
doing,
sometimes I
man?
just be like that, and I don't be maybe giving I don't be
I
thinking
tell
about
you
the
how I
business
do,
part.
Talib. I hate record labels.
And hip hop's PC, he
Oh,
just hate everything.
all right. Hip hop PC.
And you know
He was
why?
just
It's because of the
unhappy.
record labels. I'm pretty
Yeah,
sure
right.
that's how he said
Okay.
bye too. It was like within the last 5 or 10 minutes, he reminded people he hates record labels.
Did I tell you?
um, is going public for a company the equivalent of signing to a label? Like, it seems like you're beholden to the shareholders the same way you beholden to the label, and you just taking in advance of money instead of waiting for the time when it comes. I don't
It
know. I
is,
just thought that was an
in a
interesting
sense,
parallel.
conceptually, the way you're describing it, like,
Yeah.
right? Yes, you don't have enough capital. You know what I'm saying? That's the
Yeah.
way to raise capital. The company goes public, but now obviously you don't have complete ownership of it anymore, and you no longer have complete control of it because you are, right? Essentially, you need other people's money. It's not quite the same because the people that own usually end up cashing out at that point, or to some degree. So a lot of the owners and obviously the investment bankers
the contract
and
they
IPOs and
signed,
stuff, they
less fuckery.
they actually leave with a lot of the money. So in that case, it's not in the same sense
Less
that I would say
fuckery.
like when an artist joins a record label or whatever, like when they're going public, they're kind of cashing out, you know what I'm, and so to speak, and that looks to varying degrees. Some people keep a certain amount of ownership, some people do whatever, however it looks, but you know what I'm saying? They're getting paid too at the same time when it goes public. So it's not they're just losing fucking control and now they're like, nah, they're immediately benefiting from it, and they get the benefit because they're able to presumably I think they want to scale the business more or whatever the case may be, or you know what I'm saying, grow it obviously, and they need capital for it, beyond private means, right? Because you could continue to get loans privately as well and stuff, but that's one avenue to go, right? Like there's many avenues to go in the music industry. But yeah, no, I see what you're saying. In a sense, it's kind of like that, yeah.
But as per usual, there's just less fuckery in the IPO process than there is in being on a label.
Yeah, it's kind of a different thing. I would say that'd be like you selling your catalog. That'd be like you owned your catalog, and for some reason, maybe selling some of it to a label, you'd cash out, or they be able to take it further. So you do some sort of partnership or something like that. But maybe now, right, like you don't have, maybe you don't own all of it anymore, or something like that. Maybe that'd be like a similar analogy for artists. But I get what you're saying though. I see
Yeah.
what, like,
It was
conceptually,
just
I
an
see what
interesting
you're
thing,
saying.
and I saw what I had next to it. It probably came from that because Chappelle did that special about the Chappelle show and his contract and stuff, and how he's not getting paid for it. The Netflix pulled out of it and all that. You probably heard of it on the Joe Budden and stuff.
Yeah.
But I think that thought probably came from that, like when I was hearing a lot of that at the time. But
Nah, look at Jeff Bezos. You think he didn't get right? He IPO, Tesla IP. Look at the people, the people that own the IP when they go public, they end up very very fine. You know what I'm
so like
saying?
yeah,
Look
I
at
know, yeah. So like I thought of that though, but it made me wonder like would it be possible? Like, and in the beginning, if you really have no money, then I get it. But like, would it have been possible to grow as big as a Facebook or Amazon, or Google have become by being private, like versus being beholden to the publicness?
I'm not maybe as versed to know to speak to like
Like, do you have to go public if you want
why
to be one
you.
of these monster companies?
Nah, there's very big private companies too. You know what I'm saying? There's definitely very big private companies, but they're private, so we don't know as much about them. Right? They don't have to publicly report stuff. They don't have to do certain things because they're not publicly traded. But yes, there's plenty of very big private companies. I'm sure. Are there some that are like as gigantic as the public names? Like I don't know. I'm not. I couldn't tell you
Yeah.
any names or anything, but I'm sure there's some pretty big private companies. But again, right, like if you're if you're getting money even from private investors, it depends on the amount of money you need. Like, are the banks going to give you the market capital that you're going to be able to get at an IPO or selling to the public? You know what I'm saying? Are you going to be able to get that from just individual? So I don't know if maybe it's not possible. Maybe privately it's actually not really possible or as feasible or as easy to get maybe that amount of money. You know what I'm saying? There's got to be a reason why businesses opt to do things, and sometimes they opt to stay private. You know what I'm saying? So, might not be possible. Maybe it's not. You know what I'm saying? Or not as easy to get to that scale without. You know what I mean? Opening up the floodgates.
Mm. But yeah, I don't know. It was just I found that an interesting parallel. But
But the artist wins in that case, because even if the IPO flops, you know, assuming they liquidated some of the shares or whatever they own, right? Like they're cool. I know there's restrictions on when they could do that kind of stuff. It's not like the next day they could do cash out or anything like that. But they make out okay though. They you know what I'm saying? They kind of, I don't know.
Mm. What's up, Insane? It has been a while, dude. I hope you've been well. How's the life been? It's the homie in chat from like a long time ago when I used to stream.
So what was the other random thought you want me to counter?
Nah, that was kind of it, really. That was it. I had something in here about Chappelle's contract, but I'll be honest, I don't even remember it with the show and stuff. So I don't even really remember that. I'm gonna check the random hot topics on this stuff, and then we'll just wrap it up on the comicbook.com, my favorite site. I was afraid because it had Mandalorian stuff. I was like, dude, y'all better not spoil this shit again, dude. I'll go top 10 on comic book right here. The Batman, Jim Lee draws Robert Pattinson's costume, so it looks cool. Snake voice actor down to play character in Metal Gear Solid remake. That's another thing, you know, in a world where we just got the FF7, you know, like this year, people really want a remake of that, of Metal Gear Solid.
The first one? Like the Nintendo?
Hell no. Come on. You know they want no, so Metal Gear Solid is the PlayStation, yeah. Metal Gear is the NES one.
Okay. Right.
But yeah, people really want one of that. I mean, you know, I think we good. But I get it. People need high quality graphics. Has it been over 2 years? Fuck, that's crazy. I'm alright. Oh shit! Congrats on the job upgrade, dude. That's what's up. Let's see, Hawkeye's pizza dog is trending, and it's a rare moment of pure joy on Twitter. I have no idea what that is, but it sounds silly.
Wait, what did you just say?
Hawkeye's pizza dog. I'm not even clicking on it.
Okay. Yeah, don't do it.
Marvel's Avengers delays some. I don't know. Kate Bishop. That looks like video game stuff. Crisis on Earth X deserves a place in the best comic book movie conversation. Stop. I don't. It looks like that's nonsense. Man, this site sucks, dude. Selena Funko Pop figures launch ahead of the. What's Selena got to do with comicbook.com, son? Selena's just dropped on Netflix today, by the way. For the you know, because my music lore is different. You know what I thought when I thought of Selena? When I saw that it was on Netflix, first thing I thought right away, and you've heard me talk about him in hip hop, I was like, yo, I wonder if Mike Dean is in this show. Not the real Mike Dean, but, you know, an actor playing Mike Dean. Because Mike Dean worked with Selena's, you know?
So they made a new Selena movie?
It's a TV, like a series. It's like episodes.
It's a series?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I don't know if it's going to be more than one season.
Pop too.
Yeah, but I don't know if that needed to be on comicbook.com. That's what I'm saying. I don't know if it needed to be on comicbook.com. What's Selena's got to do with comic book?
It's a crossover. What you mean?
Anyway,
I'll take a Kaiser Funko Pop. That'd be hot, yo.
Yeah, but you know what? It don't need a news segment on a site called comicbook.com. You don't got a comic book.
Nah, I want to be. That's where I want to be. That's y'all get the Kaiser SS. You know what I mean?
No, you could get a Funko Pop. I'm just saying it don't need to be announced on comicbook.com. That's all I'm saying.
I'd appreciate if my Funko Pop was put amongst the comic book Funko Pops. I'm a character.
I got you.
Selena was a character, I suppose. You know what I mean?
Yo, so DuckTales got canceled at Disney. Oh, no love for the DuckTales.
What, a movie? They were making a movie or what, a cartoon?
I'm sure it's probably like a series on there.
DuckTales. That's throwback.
I expect more news like this, but I guess this site don't be having it, man. HBO Max planning more DC comic series for international markets. So, but it's like,
who's the way? What happened?
HBO Max planning more DC comic series for international markets. You know, so TV versions of the comic shows, but a lot of that shit, you know, tends to be whack. Like
they like, yo, we could probably get some crazy shit off in Europe.
Yeah, because I'm looking at, like, suppose, you know, there's going to be a Green Lantern show. There's supposed to be the Gotham Central show, the show about the Gotham cops. Peacemaker show, which is one of the characters from Suicide Squad. You know, there's a lot of things like for people who want some of that stuff. It'll be there. I don't know if it'll be as good as I want them to be because you know I'm probably expecting the movies. You know, Warner Brothers releasing all their movies on HBO Max. We did that already, and DC Comics reimagining Plastic Man as female-led movie. Yeah, I don't even know who that is. You know who that is?
Plastic Man, I presume he could stretch probably like Mr. Fantastic, but the DC guy.
I guess, but I've just literally never heard of Plastic Man.
Nah, there's some DC. No, I just told you earlier. I don't know nothing about none of the DC people. Plastic Man. Hell no, I ain't never heard no Plastic Man. Sound trash too, Plastic Man. It sound like the worst superhero ever. I don't even care about it. Plastic Man.
Let's see.
Plastic Man. I mean,
Walmart announced live holiday drone live show. I don't know what that is, but it's I guess they doing. Walmart's doing a holiday Christmas show with drones and shit.
All right.
It's like a drive-in show, I guess. You drive in and you watch drones do holiday stuff.
No doubt.
Yeah, I guess. All right. I'm checking Variety, and then that's it for that. Hollywood theater owners sound off on Warner Brothers HBO Max move. They playing with fire. You see, that sound like some mafia shit. That sound like some mafia shit.
What does that mean?
I don't know.
What's the fire that they're playing with?
Quote, I guess the movie theaters will just be Halloween stores now. What does that even mean? That the movie theaters will just be...
Who said that?
This was a glib response from veteran studio executive on Thursday, joining a chorus of power brokers, agents, and other Hollywood insiders floored by the news that Warner Brothers Pictures will be releasing 17 movies simultaneous to movie theaters and streaming services. But you see, this is what I told you. Remember, when I started this, I said I kind of won't believe it till it starts happening because I feel like the powers that be will be like, yo, who are these people? Who these people think they are, doing this? Now you kind of, going against, it's like an oil company or one of these people just doing something dramatically. Yo, why you lowered the price of gas for it? You know what I mean? What are you doing? Sound like you don't like making money, So, looking for more quotes.
But they still have the same pressures that the theater has because of the situation, because they make money off of, right?
Yeah, that was their counter thing. They were
everyone's trying to figure out how to make the money that they were making before. So your argument is get the fuck out of here. Everybody's
one of their counter arguments.
No, we're putting our shit out.
Yeah, one of their counter arguments.
Product out. I'm sitting here waiting for you. No, this is business. You mad because this shit's fucked up? I don't know.
One of their counter arguments was yo, the audience is starved for content. I don't know if that's actually true. But what I will say,
making all that shit up.
What I will say is this is a perfect environment for Netflix to just keep on winning while you guys are just waiting, to play the game again. You know what I mean?
I don't care if nobody starved for content. Everybody got to stay home. What are you talking about? Movie theaters? You can't go to movie theaters. In some places are the same. We can't. And I have a place where I can actually sell this as well. I'm sorry, I'm not going to not use my platform to make money off of this thing because there's a pandemic and people can't go. I don't even have nothing to do with that. I actually don't have anything to do with why people can't even go to your theaters in the first place. Some virus is the reason. And I didn't say they couldn't go there. The government did. So I'm putting my shit on my YouTube, dog. Sorry. Know what I mean? We'll let you.
My YouTube. Yo, if they did that.
Shit's going on my YouTube.
HBO Max get like 10 Joe Rogan subscribers, like 10
Put
million.
my shit on my YouTube channel. No,
Get that AdSense money. Get that Google AdSense money.
I got one. We might stream it on Twitch too, but I'm not sitting here with platforms to try to alleviate the problem and just sit here hurting with you just because you hurting. Now I'm supposed to just be fucked like you too? Doesn't even make sense. That's why they making up. The sentence you said was crazy. What did they say? Anyway, you can move on.
Let me see.
Or Halloween.
I guess in the summer, Universal Pictures brokered a milestone deal in July to shrink the theatrical window, the exclusive period in which movies run into theaters, to just 17 days before Universal would have option to take their wars to video on demand.
Wow. So they already trying to.
Because honestly, that would be cool too. If you told me like I don't know, like like Wonder Woman, yo, it comes out this Friday, but in 2 weeks I can see it at home. I'm waiting those 2 weeks. I'm like, I'll just avoid some websites, you know, like, and I'll wait the 2 weeks. Because 2 weeks is not big versus like a couple of months. But I guess this is too much for them. It's just a lot of quotes from haters in the game. There's no question Warner Media is leveraging this pandemic moment and making a decision for the future of the company by prioritizing streaming. The question is, at what cost to the art form? You know, a lot of this is like how we talk.
Stop making. What do you mean? What cost to the? What is the theater?
The game is to be sold, not told, dog.
What is it? What does being in the theater have to do with like the filming and choreography and script of Infinity War? Whether I see it on my TV or in the theater, what does it have to do with the art form? Are people like mad if it's not on a big 1,000-inch TV?
You're gonna like this quote.
You're
gonna like this quote because this is opinion out the wazoo. Another executive estimated that Warner Media, quote, parted easily with $2 billion in assets, gift wrapped for HBO Max that will see absolutely no return. That's another person commenting on another person's finances.
Well, we're not getting any returns in the fucking movie theaters either, so it's going on my YouTube. Super chat. I'm not sitting here with product because it doesn't. I get it. It's shitty for them, but they can't be mad that they got to make a move to.
It said the box office returns for these films will certainly be adversely affected by the decision to move forward. I get that, right? But in a world where these guys are supposedly, if you were gonna drop Wonder Woman anyway in the theater where it makes like, $5 a week, like, is that what you wanted? That's what you would prefer.
The whole reason this is happening is because income at the box offices was being affected. Like, it's been affected like this. What do they want them to do? Like, forget all of this. What is the solution? Like, did anybody with a business
No,
mind
there's no solutions here.
This is what we should actually do. This math will work out. This is what we projected. They just big mad. They just mad that they got a YouTube channel. I mean, nobody care about their in-store YouTube screen no more because nobody could go outside.
I think it's just people afraid of change. And one of these paragraphs even comments on it. While many in show business have been following the contentious debate around theatrical window for years, in which global theater owners say big screen. This is one of those BS arguments, right? In which global theater owners say big screen exclusivity is essential to making movies a lasting part of the cultural conversation. And then they put in parentheses.
Of what?
And then they put in parentheses. They put in parentheses and essential to selling popcorn and soda. Few were prepared for how swiftly Warner would let the axe fall, We don't
give a fuck about your popcorn and soda, dog. You know what I'm saying? We got movies and shit to do, and we do business. Like, that's what's gonna happen because the change is coming. And the part is, it's not Warner Brothers' fault. It's not like there wasn't a pandemic and Warner Brothers was just like, let's just get rid of these dudes and try to squeeze them out of the market or something like that. Maybe they were already going back and forth on stuff, but like, Restaurants have been affected. Bars have been affected. All kind of businesses have been going through similar stuff, and you got to figure it out. You know what I'm saying, it's going up on streaming.
It's what you just said right there. Warner Brothers Entertainment CEO Ann Sarnoff and Motion Picture Group Chairman Toby Eberick briefed CAAWME and UTA and other major talent agencies on Thursday. The bread and butter job of a studio head is keep talent happy, and by doing this, just restructuring deals with many of their top stars, including, then they go down the list of Will Smith and friends. But yeah, like they trying to protect their stuff versus like, I don't own the theaters, so that's not my job to keep your assets happy. I got to keep my
I got a YouTube channel. Yeah, nah, good luck with that shit, though. Best wishes, now. Put your shit in there, know what I mean?
Because and
they still trying to work with them, you know what I'm saying? They still, that sounds like a personal problem, homie. I don't know. I don't own a movie theater. I'm saying I got this streaming shit, though. It is what it is. I don't know. It is what it is.
At first they were angry it was just Wonder Woman. Yeah, it's just a lot of people hating.
Their demise is near.
Yeah. A guy who owns 2 movie theaters in Fairfax, Virginia. They're claiming it's a COVID model. I think there's some truth to that, but theaters are closing, and this is what I'm saying. This is the topic of change of all the time. People don't realize, like, things change. And, like, we in the streaming world now. We got expedited by COVID for sure. But it's like
we were gonna go here anyway.
Yeah. Exactly.
What's happening anyway? COVID just kept everybody inside, so now it happened quicker. And you would have been upset. Anybody would be upset if some change is gonna disrupt their job and all of that stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody's gonna resist automation, all kind of those things. You don't ever, but like, what are they gonna do as things get more virtual, get more remote? People just got their own devices and consume things different. Like, you know what I mean? Brick and mortar stores, you know what I'm saying? People closing locations and stuff for certain ones because people just shopping online now.
I was looking at other news, and most of it's kind of just varieties on the same thing we just read. There was a whole other thing about because HBO Max is still not on Roku and how this still won't help them. All right. Yeah, final story to tie it all back to hip hop. Roddy Ricch is Variety's breakthrough artist of 2020. Did not expect Roddy Ricch on Variety. There you go.
Very well.
That's it. You got any songs of the week?
Let me look real quick. I feel like I've been like doing a bunch of work and just blurred out. So yeah, look through. You can say yours.
So I'll do the first song. I'm trying to find the name of it, but yeah, that Tower of God soundtrack, yo, that shit hard, man. That shit is hard. But I'm gonna do one. I think it's like Breaking Bam or some shit. Yeah, Berserker Bam. That track's hard. And something dropped today, so I ain't hear the album yet. But it's another thing I'm gonna like. It's this dude from Nils Frahm, but I could drop one song. I think it's called. I don't know what it's called. I gotta look that up. Real bad, but it's another instrumental thing, almost kind of like just in these things. But he actually dropped it last week. Might have even Nils Frahm, Fundamental Values. That shit's hard. He dropped a whole live album. Here's the final song. BG, Cash Money is an Army.
Right. Very well. I feel like, I don't know. I feel like this week I like didn't focus on music, like even when I had it on. Yeah. But I have been listening to Ransom. So I'll just put like the most recent songs I highlighted, just 2 of them. Inception and A Beautiful Mind by Ransom. And one is on Director's Cut and the other one is on Director's Cut Scene 2.
Wait, the song's called Inception?
The songs are all movie titles. So it's Inception and A Beautiful Mind. And Inception Actually, they're both on director's cut scene 2. That's the name of the
Got you.
for it. But I've been enjoying, for rap, I've been kind of enjoying like him. He definitely got bumped up to like one of my more enjoyable people to like listen to.
Mm.
Yeah. And that's it.
All right, last words.
Yeah, don't take shit from merchants and dealers who give you subpar quality and they promised you something. If you don't get the burger that's in the picture, get some money back. You know what I'm saying? That's all I gotta say. Just some tips for you people out there. You know what I mean?
All right, man.
You can take that to mean for a restaurant or beyond that. You know what I'm saying? That's up for you to think about that, read between the lines. But yeah.
All right, bake that chicken, smoke that turkey, boosh.